Hi guys, I'm Mahima, data science consultant at AlmaBetter, and I am host for today's masterclass that is on mastering prompt engineering infinite possibilities. Before we dive into our masterclass, I would like to tell you a little bit about AlmaBetter. AlmaBetter is a student-first edtech platform where we relentlessly work towards better tomorrow for our students. In today's masterclass, you will be learning a lot of new concepts like prompt engineering for optimized language models, then innovative applications, including different challenges, how to overcome those challenges, fine tune with prompt craft, fine tuning with crafted prompts, and the future insights of prompt engineering. For that, I would like to introduce our instructor, esteemed instructor, Mr. Sayan Dey. He is a data science consultant at Walmart and have about 20 plus years of experience in this field. I hope you all have a very good learning experience in this masterclass. Now I would like to hand over this session to Sayan Dey. Over to you, Sayan.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, team. And it's wonderful to have all of you here. I'm just going to quickly turn on my video here. Just give me a minute. Once again, a very good morning to all of you joining in on a Saturday morning. We are going to be discussing a very exciting topic today, which is on ChatGPT and prompt engineering. So obviously, one of the first things that come to our mind is, hey, what is this thing called prompt engineering, and is it some kind of a coding related thing or something? And we'll be addressing all those things as we go along in the class. Uh, but this is a topic very closely linked to two other master classes that we have already done. So you can, of course, refer onto the YouTube channels. I'm going to share across all those links also with you. So this is a topic that is very closely linked to the domain of natural language processing. How do we work with natural language? How do we work with large language models? And also a topic that is extremely related to this entity called ChatGPT, which is I think which is a huge craze that I'm sure everybody in this audience you've heard of ChatGPT, and so this topic is again very closely related to these this particular domain. Okay, so I'm going to quickly start on and just give me a minute while I just share my screen also with you. Just a second. All right. Once again, very good morning to all of you. I hope everybody can, you can all see my screen. Uh, so this is myself, Mr. Shine here, and thank you for the wonderful introduction, team. And I'm really looking forward to, uh, having a wonderful interaction with all of you as part of today's session. Um, so couple of things I wanted to clarify. I think there's a chat section that you can see. And whenever we ask any questions, it will be great to have a very interactive class with all of you. Something I really encourage. So generally, all of you can go ahead and uh, you can go ahead and answer your the specific questions on chat. Just a second, I'm going to airport the headset. That's one of the ways we can do it. Uh, so you can basically turn your chat settings to everyone. That's one way we can go about the whole thing. You can pretty much go and set your chat settings to everyone, and and that way, whenever you're answering something, whenever you're answering some question, everybody will get to know what kind of questions you're actually answering, how you're answering it. Okay, so that is one way we can do it. Just to come back to the general agenda of the class, this is again a small introduction about myself. I do consulting at Walmart. I also partner with several universities across the country for courses related to AI and machine learning. I have an extreme passion for teaching, and I'm affiliated with several of the top institutes like Triple IT Bangalore, IIT Madras, and I mostly work as a visiting faculty there for executive courses in AI and machine learning, and hugely passionate about teaching apart from the regular work I do. And once again, really looking forward to this opportunity to interact on such an exciting topic with everybody right now. Okay, and thank you so much for turning up in such large numbers, all of you. Okay, now coming to the agenda, we'll be starting off with the basics of NLP. I'll start off with a little bit of what NLP is because I understand and I realize that a lot of you joining in this session today might be totally new to the world of AI and natural language processing, any of these things for that matter. And appreciating that thing, I'll be basically starting off with NLP, and we'll be basically taking things forward from there. So that's how we'll generally go about the whole thing. So I'll start off with basics of NLP. I'll start off with some applications of NLP. From there, I'll come to the origin and the overall evolution of the field of NLP. What type of language models we have, and from there, we'll be talking about different types of language models that have evolved over the last few years, over a period of time, and eventually leading us to ChatGPT, which is another example of a language model. And we'll try to understand something about what ChatGPT is. I'll take you to the OpenAI interface where we'll see some really cool, you know, examples of ChatGPT. This is really fun. I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun doing this. In just in case some of you have not seen this kind of thing, I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun exploring this thing. Uh, and after we are done with that, we're going to be getting into what is prompt engineering and how can we create better quality prompts. That's how we pretty much pace the overall session. Uh, Towards the end of it, we have a very interesting Kahoot quiz that is lined up for you. We have a very good quiz that is lined up for you where we'll actually ask you a series of questions. There's some goodies to be won as well if you do well. And from there onwards, we will talk about AlmaBetter as a platform, how we do things differently. I'm also an instructor in the platform. I also teach for certain sessions, and that's the last part of what where we'll take up some of your career related questions. I'm sure people have a lot of questions about your career, what kind of course to join, what to do in certain, what kind of skills to learn. So those are the specific types of questions we'll be taking up towards the end of the session, and we have the program team who will address those questions, and that's going to happen in the last half an hour of the session. So that is a general, context setting and agenda setting I wanted to do. Okay, wonderful. Uh, right. Shubhadev, I think that's a very little bit of a technical question. And just to clarify, one of the ways, the only way we can answer it is that we need to go and filter out those kinds of words. So obviously, there's no easy way to do it, but the only way to do it is you have to go and filter out some of those explicit words, and only then. Because I think, given you're a kind of person who probably already has some understanding of NLP and machine learning, so obviously, in line with the principles of machine learning, we have to go and we have to train the model with the proper data. And if your data is bad, the models will also be bad. So we have to take the right amount of data, and with that we have to train the models. So obviously, as part of that, if you need to clean the data and all that kind of stuff, you'll have to do. So a lot of text pre-processing needs to be done. So if there are certain racial words you have to make it a point to explicitly answer those queries. Shubhadeep, I'll take a very funny example. I don't know if I should call it funny, but then let me just take that very basic example for you, and something for the rest of the audience as well. This is basically what happens with Google Photos back in 2014, and this is very much linked to the question you're actually asking. This is what happened back in 2014. So anybody wants to tell me what is it that I'm trying to explain to the audience right now? What is it that I'm trying to explain to the audience right now? So anybody wants to go on this one? And what I would like to do is to spark some interactivity. I'll be sharing a Padlet link with you. So all of you can go and just go and answer your questions here. Everyone, okay, just a second, just a second. Uh, okay, okay, just a minute, guys, just a minute, guys. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, I think the chats are disabled. Not sure why. That's why I'm trying to ping the team and figure out. That's what. So just give me a minute here. Is there somebody who can respond? We have Harshini or uh, can somebody please make
Yes,
me a
yes.
host so that I can just
Yeah,
post
yeah,
the
yeah.
link
Just
to
go ahead.
everyone?
You can
Yeah.
go ahead.
Uh, let's make it fast, please. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, friends, this is a small link I wanted to share with all of you, and you can actually answer yourself, in this particular link. What do you think is going on here? It's a very general query. I wanted to ask the audience. So, what do you think is going on here? This is a Padlet link. You can actually go here and you can just type your entries here. And as in when you type your entries, real time, I'll be able to uh, see the entries as well. So what do you see is going on? Okay, no idea. Somebody has typed. See how cool it is. As in when you type, it's better than Zoom chat, I believe, right? Isn't it? So next time I ask any question, I'll have all of you answer it like this on the Padlet. So anybody wants to go on this one? Let me hear from the audience. This is a very general question I'm asking. So um, so what do you think is going on here? And again, I'm just trying to test all of you on some prior understanding of, let's say, machine learning that you might have. You might have heard about this example before, and yeah, so this needs a little bit of prior understanding. So what do you think is happening? It's just a small one. It's just a small icebreaker kind of a question. There's no hard and fast rule. You have to answer it correctly. Okay, just going to pause for 30 seconds more to collect some more answers. Uh, so I'll give you a small hint. There was a couple. This is there was a black software engineer couple, and they took a selfie, and and you can guess what happened in the selfie. Okay, NLP? No, this is not NLP. This is something else happening. So Google basically classified the couple to be a gorilla. So what happened here was Google classified the couple to. So they used Google Lens and they took a selfie, and Google Lens basically classified the couple to be a gorilla. So that's how the whole thing effectively worked out. And so what I really wanted to clarify with respect to this example is how biased machine learning systems can get. So just wanted to address the bias in machine learning systems that oftentimes when you train the data incorrectly, when you train the system incorrectly with wrong data. Because see, what is machine learning? Machine learning is machines learn the same way kids learn. And just to give you a very, very quick 30,000 feet overview of machine learning through this example, Google is like a small kid. Think of it like that. Google Photos is like a small kid. Google Lens is like a small kid. You train Google just the same way that you will teach a small kid, right? It's like the kid is seeing lots and lots of examples that, hey, objects like this are gorillas, objects like this are chimpanzees, objects like this are monkeys, and objects like this are humans. And next time I show you a new object, what is that object? That's what you're inherently trying to do. You are training the machine on lots and lots of sample data. You're training the machine on lots and lots of sample data that, hey, objects like this are gorillas, objects like this are chimpanzees, objects like this are apes. And next time we have a new object, we are trying to predict what is it. And very clearly, the model got it wrong here. Very clearly, the model got it wrong here. And because the model got it wrong, we can say that maybe it answered it incorrectly. So whatever model that we used to train this, that model was actually not correct. Okay, and I will talk a lot about language models and all as we go along the class today. Just wanted to clarify what is machine learning. Machine learning is always happening on the basis of some data. So you're also training. Google is also trained using some data, some prompts. Okay, so we are basically training Google with some data, and we are saying that, hey, pictures like this are gorillas, pictures like this are chimpanzees, pictures like this are elephants, pictures like this are human beings, and the machine or the kid in this case is learning on the basis of whatever input data you're providing. And next time I show you a new picture, you're classifying it like this. You know what is the reason why this happened? If you read through the details of it, what basically happened was there was a huge bias in the kind of data we used to train the system. So the kind of data we used here was like all chimpanzees, gorillas, apes were black in color, but all humans were basically black, were white, and these were basically black. So the kind of training data that I used to train the model, so we basically ended up training the kid in a way that, hey, whenever you see anything black, whenever you see something which is black in color, that's definitely a gorilla, chimpanzee, ape, or something. And whenever you see something white in color, whenever the bodily attributes are white, then that is a human being. So we have an inherent bias in the kind of data we use to train the system, and this is an extremely crucial aspect based on what Shubhajit was also asking, the racial aspect of things. So the training, and this is more so in language models also, because the way you're talking, the way you're interacting, we have to be very sensitive towards a lot of different things like the race, the gender, the ethnicity, the kind of the region we are talking about, and especially for language models like ChatGPT, those sensitivities are very, very important. Otherwise, a lot of ethical aspects that should be considered. You cannot just talk in a certain tone with people from all cultures, because there are certain cultures that appreciate a certain tone, and there are certain cultures which don't appreciate a certain tone. So how do we make sure that we are able to train a model in that? So we have to train it with diverse data, not just train it like, hey, blacks are animals and whites are human beings. That's imbalanced data. That's wrong data. But we have to train it correctly. And this became such a big issue for Google that even today, as we speak, if you go to Google Photos and see, even today, if you go and search, even today, if you go and um, so even today, if you go and quickly search, if you quickly go and search for elephants today, sorry, if you quickly go and search for, gorillas today, Google has actually gone and removed the gorilla keyword from the dictionary. So the gorilla keyword is no longer existing in the dictionary as we speak. So this became a big issue as we speak today. Yes. Okay, wonderful. So good question to kick off the masterclass. So okay, let's take it up. Yes. Okay. All right. Now, okay. So now let's quickly come back to the elements of natural language processing. And what I will do is the next thing I would like to ask the audience is your understanding of what NLP actually is. So we're going to be starting off with a little bit of basics of NLP here. And again, let me interact with the audience a little bit here. What do you think NLP is? What is natural language processing? What is NLP? Let me have all of you answer this one. So you can all go to this Padlet link, and all your responses will be visible here. So this way we can basically track all your responses. So what is NLP? Anybody? So you can all go to this link, and you can just let me know what is NLP. What is it that you think about NLP? There's just a quick 2 minutes, because all of what we are discussing today in the session is about language models. And NLP is the most basic, uh, thing that we are getting into. So, what is natural language processing? What do we mean by natural language processing? You can answer whatever is coming to your mind. That's okay. Doesn't have to be a perfect answer, but you can pretty much answer whatever comes to your mind. Subfield of AI. Okay, that's the first of the answers I've got. Okay, it's a subfield of AI. Okay, okay. Okay. The process to convert language to comp, understanding data. Okay, okay, fair enough. I think I'll take that answer. Understanding language. Let me have others. I only have two responses. Come on, let's make it quick. Just gonna wait for another a minute here. Okay, so quick, guys, quick, all of you. I think this, in case it's the first time you're coming to something like a Padlet, it's a wonderful kind of a brainstorming platform which you guys can also use. Okay, so this is one more thing we like to do a lot in our sessions. We like to use new things, not just a boring chat or boring text kind of thing, but we like to use these kind of Padlets and whiteboards a lot in our sessions also. So I do these kinds of things a lot because it looks a lot cool, no? In a session, if we are actually able to see all the ideas in one place, it looks very neat, looks very clean, and it looks really cool. So yeah, great. So you can all go to the Padlet, you can answer. Okay, I can see 10 of you are here right now. But what about the rest of you? We got more than 40 learners right now. Come on, quick. Okay, I want an answer from all of you. Come on. And this is anonymous. So unlike Zoom where people will get to know. So yeah, so you can answer. That's okay. Text related stuff, absolutely right. Very good. Uses the computation power to process human language. Correct. Okay. All right. All right. Fair enough. We're basically talking about something to do with processing the human language, right? It's a subfield of AI. Yes, it's a branch of artificial intelligence that focuses on the interaction between computers and humans. Correct. It's linguistic. Something to do with linguistics we are talking about. Excellent. Excellent. Text related stuff. Okay. So the idea, and one more thing, with, I wanted to clarify about natural language processing is that when we are talking about NLP, NLP is a vast domain. Okay, it's a vast domain. It's kind of like a super set. Everything comes under NLP. Even today's topic, Chat GPT, language models, GPT-2, GPT-3, all the wow stuff that we hear about, your the chatbots, text assistants, virtual assistants, all of it comes under this remarkable field called natural language processing. So computationally understanding and interpreting the natural language, be it any language, it can be English, it can be Hindi, it can be any language you're taking. That is effectively what natural language processing is. There are lots of use cases for NLP, and this is what I'll be slowly coming to from in the next phase of my conversation. Now let's do it step by step. Let's talk about this step by step. Okay. So first of all, we have email data. We have email data. There are lots of wonderful use cases of NLP that we can have in the world of emails. So one good example that I already got from one of the audience is spam classification. We can look at something like a spam classification where we look at the keywords in the emails, and based on that, we try to predict whether the email is a spam or not a spam, right? Then another great use case of in the world of emails will be something to do with topic categorization. If you look at your Gmail, if you look at your Outlook, how it is able to look at the keywords or the content present in the emails, and how it is able to basically classify your emails into different buckets. That's another wonderful application. We also have some other more cutting edge advanced applications where it gives you auto responses. You have an email and the auto response is given to you, auto replies are given to you. It happens in WhatsApp chats as well. You get a chat, and in the notification pane, if you're seen in WhatsApp, you get an automated response. Okay. Like for example, just a while back, one of the AlmaBetter team members pinged me that, hey, Sayan, this is the joining link for the session. Okay. And I got a WhatsApp message on my WhatsApp, and the notification panel opened up, and all I did was I entered okay. So WhatsApp automatically recommended okay. Let me see if I can demo you right now. I'm sure everybody has seen this. Um, yeah, so I need a notification to come, and only then I can show you. Anyway, that's okay. It happens in all platforms actually. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have it right away. No, no, I have one I can show you. This is the one I think I can quickly show you. Um, so you can see right now. I have this, I have this, I'm not sure if people are able to view it. So I have this, the message I got from the team on Slack. So we use a Slack channel. You can all see the screen. So this is the Slack channel. I got a notification saying, I will check and let you know. Okay, so the notification I got is I will check and let you know. And if I click on this arrow sign, if I click on this arrow sign, you can see how it says okay. Can you see how the model recommended okay? So even WhatsApp notifications happen the same way. So if I click on OK, I'm just doing it live in front of you. If I click on OK, you can see how the OK response is sent across. Okay. Now this is happening for some very basic use cases. I'm not saying that this is something that is an extremely advanced use case, but this is just one example of how uh, potentially the whole world of chat can be revolutionized overall, right? It's pretty cool how these things work out. And we have another use case in Outlook. I have seen this happening a lot, and I use it personally as well, where somebody sends an email to you and they say, "Hey, let's catch up tomorrow at 7 p.m. Let's catch up, today at 5 p.m. over a meeting." And Outlook will recognize the text or the contents of that email, and Outlook will send an automated calendar invite to me. Okay, so on the basis of the contents of the email, Outlook will send an automated calendar response to me. And Outlook will send an automated response to me and an automated calendar invite to me, and it will automatically set up an invite where it will ask you this thing. So that's the way how this entire thing will work out. Okay. Social media space is another wonderful space where this can happen. Uh, if you talk about sentiment analysis, that's another excellent space. Twitter, all the major political leaders are in Twitter. So next time they're organizing some campaign, the political leaders can go and they can go and they can basically write something. They can talk about something, and they will look at the sentiment. They will look at what people are talking about it, what how people are responding to it. That's again a wonderful use case of NLP. So broadly, sentiment analysis is one more excellent use case of natural language processing. Chat interactions I talked about you already. There's a tremendous gold mine of data in this, and one of the challenges in NLP, one of the biggest challenges in NLP, is it's unstructured data. Unlike tabular data, data in rows and columns, you have an Excel file, you have a CSV file. Unlike tabular data, one of the biggest challenges that we face in NLP is it is completely unstructured data you have, and it's very difficult to uh, convert that particular data into a structured form. And that's one of the challenges that we typically see in NLP. Audio data is again a great use case. Speech to text kind of things is again a classic application of NLP. I'm going to show you a live example of what I mean to say podcast and other audio data. And you might be wondering that, hey, Sayan, how is it related to language, sir? Okay, I'll tell you how. We've got a wonderful dictate feature right now, and you can see real time how speech to text is happening right now as we speak. So this is the same technology that is happening behind the scenes in Zoom captions, the transcribe feature that you can turn on. I'm not sure if you have the feature here. I think you can turn on captions as well. There is a there is a way. Sorry, there is a way you can turn on captions as well, and there is a okay one minute, what yeah. So there's a way that you can turn on captions as well. And one of the things that you can do is you can go back and you can turn on captions. You can go and look at the different uh, all the meeting applications that we have like WebEx, Zoom, Teams, Google Meet, and there's a captions feature that you have which works exactly on the same technology, the speech to text. So this is also something to do with NLP. So NLP is anything to do with language data. Okay, so although you might say that okay, Shah, here audio data is also involved, but there is a text conversion that is also happening. So you still need a machine learning model to understand the audio patterns and real time convert that audio pattern into text. And this feature is built right into Microsoft Word. This is the latest version of Word I'm using. I have a subscription to the Word, the most advanced version. So all the Word versions will not have it, but you can already see how incredible this kind of technology can be and how it can basically help you, right? So these are some simple applications that we have. Talking about spam classification, a few other applications will be, let's say, Truecaller. Truecaller is again an amazing space where this thing will basically work out. The Truecaller is again a very good application where this will pretty much be coming. And overall, if you talk about Truecaller is a space where something very similar happens. It's a space where once again you look at the uh, you look at the message, you look at the contents of the message, and based on the contents of the message, what happens is you can basically predict. you can basically predict or estimate whether that particular message is a spam or a ham. So even that kind of thing can be done corresponding to Truecaller. So we can look at the contents of the message, and based on the contents of the message, we can predict whether the message particularly that we have is a spam or not. So these are some very good use cases that we can have particularly. Okay. Now, moving on, we can also look at a few other NLP-based solutions. We can look at something like Google. These are some more advanced solutions, more in the line of language models. You start typing something, and Google automatically generates a sample response. This is also a good application we have. And these are, again, excellent applications of NLP. So behind the scenes, there is some kind of a language model that we have, which is able to understand what you're typing. This exact thing is what we call a prompt. So, again, relating back to today's topic, this is exactly what we call a prompt. A prompt is some kind of input that you're providing. Okay, so here also in Google, you start typing something, you start giving an input prompt, and based on whatever input prompt you're giving, Google will complete that for you. So this is, again, a simple example of a language model that we are able to see here right now. Word completion, sentiment analysis, very common use case. It happens a lot in websites as well, like where companies will want to understand what people are talking. So if you buy a certain product, Amazon or the brand will want to know how you like that particular product, what kind of response you have with respect to that particular product. Okay, and the brand will want to generally understand what kind of sentiment you have against that particular product. Do you have a positive sentiment or do you have a negative sentiment? And finally, the mobile phone keyboard, where we start typing something, and there's a completion that basically happens. Then we come into more cutting edge conversational agents like Alexa, Siri, Google Assistant, uh, and these kinds of conversational agents are also very, very heavy users of NLP based applications, because it's all about deciphering the natural language. The next time you say, okay, Google, and do something, do something like that. So that's, again, a great application of NLP, where it's, with a few other more cutting edge examples. One example I would talk about is text summarization. Again, this is the kind of thing that even ChatGPT can do. Maybe we can look at some demos as we go along in the class today, where you can give a particular document, you can give a big document, and you can go and summarize that entire document in a few sentences. Okay, so we can look at a very, very big document, and you can summarize that document in a few sentences. Classic application of this could be, let's say, you know, uh, we can look at a very good application of this in the form of, let's say, InShots. We've got a website like InShots, where we have got, let's say, news articles, uh, and we've got news stories which are spanning hundreds of pages. Let's say 3, 4 pages, the news story we've got, and people don't have time. So people are always having a dearth of time. So what you want to do is you want to take that entire news article spanning 4 pages, and you want to summarize that into uh, something which is spanning, let's say, 100, 200 words. So if you take a news article spanning 4 pages, and you want to summarize that into something which is spanning, let's say, 4 words. So that's a very good application of text summarization. Another good example, one other avenue where this is working a lot is the space of terms and conditions page. So the TNC page, where the terms and conditions page, where it's actually working. And the TNC page is where we are having a, let's say you're trying to open up a bank account form, or you want to open a bank account, or you want to take a credit card, and you have that big TNC form. The terms and conditions sheet is what you have, and the whole idea is you want to look at that entire terms and conditions sheet, all the TNC instructions that are written there, and based on that you want to summarize the contents in that entire TNC sheet. So that's, again, a very good application of how we are approaching this one, summarization. Image captioning is one more great application of this thing. So this is what we refer to as image captioning. So we have the picture, and you look at the contents of the picture, and you try to summarize what you're able to see in the picture. That's, again, a very, very good application of how we are able to look at it. So we have the picture. In this case, you're giving it an image, and based on the image, you're trying to generate a text. So text generation is again a wonderful application of NLP. So in fact, this involves two separate domains. So here there's an aspect of image processing or computer vision, and the second aspect is NLP. So first aspect is where you're looking at the picture and you're analyzing what is there in the picture. That's computer vision. And the second technology area is how we are looking and processing that picture and how we are generating a text. That is NLP aspect, because whatever text or whatever sentence or whatever sequence of words you're generating, that sequence of words have to make sense. So you're trying to generate a sequence of words which have to make sense. And again, finally, the all popular language translation is something that we can also look at. So these are some general applications of NLP I wanted to talk about. The field of NLP, the broad field of NLP. And mind you, NLP is not a new thing. We have had NLP for a long time. We have done text analytics for a long, long time. Only thing that has happened in the last few years due to improvement in computation capacity, cheaper hardware availability, lot of reliance on cloud computing. Uh, the growth in the domain has been a lot faster. But mind you, basic text analytics is something we have done for a very very long time. Aware of things like parsing and regular expressions, and the way we kind of extract certain things out of our text data. These kind of things have been there for a very very long time. So basic parsing techniques, basic pre-processing techniques, removing punctuation. We have been doing this for for a very very long time. It's not a new thing at all. And only thing that has happened over the years is the methods have basically changed, right? And just as we start on with NLP and some other ideas with respect to NLP, I wanted to once again clarify in line with that Google Photos, that blunder that I showed you a while back. We had that blunder of Google Photos, right? I showed you. Uh, I wanted to clarify that we have committed similar such blunders when it comes to NLP as well. Okay, and one example of that is this very very popular tweet. Okay, I'm sure some of you have seen this. Some of you have seen this one. This is basically a person who took a flight, and Indigo basically posted a response. You can actually see right now on the screen. So there was a person named Roshan Agarwal who took a flight. You can just give it a read, all of you. Yeah, just give it a read. Okay, I just enabled the chats as well. So I think some of you asked me to enable the chat. So I just gone and enabled the chat for everybody. So you can all ping on chat as well. Yeah, just going to make things a little easier. Yeah, yeah. So this is really cool. Yeah. So I wanted to once again mention this to the audience just to further clarify that you know, um, that NLP is not a new thing at all. NLP has been there for a long time. Even basic NLP techniques that organizations like Indigo have used maybe 4 years back, we didn't have a chat GPT. This was 2017. There was no GPT-2 or GPT-3 that time. OpenAI, the way OpenAI is today, this almost 5 years, we have basically traversed light years in the world of AI in 5 years. 5 years is basically we have done a lot. We've made tremendous progress in the world of AI in these in these 5 years. It's one way to look at it. And if you see back in those days, we were doing NLP, we were doing test analytics then as well. The only thing primarily that happened around in those days was the techniques and the mechanics were very very different. So how we went about certain things, that was very very different. That's one way to look at it overall. So how we went about certain things, that was very very different overall. So that's how the whole idea of AI looks like in that particular case, right? So I hope this is absolutely clear to the audience. Exactly, exactly. A lot of automated tools are there, and if you look at the whole world of AI ML, a lot of automated tools are actually there, which are actually used for these so-called virtual assistants. So we use a lot of automated tools here as well. And one thing that I wanted to absolutely clarify to the audience is how many of these automated tools are based on predefined rule-based responses. There's nothing really intelligent about it. There's no advanced language model that you're using behind the scenes, but these are all based on very basic rule-based queries. And just on the same lines, if I have to just touch base upon one very real-world example for you, since a big part of our responses, a big part of our session is on language models today. I'm just going to open up ICICI Bank website for you right now. This is Ask iPal. So this is Ask the ICICI Bank potential chatbot, right? So you can actually click on this thing. These are the so-called virtual assistants that many organizations claim to be having. So you can see right now, this is the virtual assistant of ICICI Bank. This is a very basic assistant. There's nothing too advanced that is going on right now behind the scenes. All you do is you start typing certain queries and the assistant will give an answer. And I will show you the comparison between this and ChatGPT in a minute. So the kind of questions you can ask here and the kind of responses you get here, these are the what ChatGPT will basically give you. So here you can basically ask a question. So what is the best credit card? Just going to give you a small example right now. This is what it understood. This is what it understood right now. Okay. So what is the best credit card? You can see this is ICICI Bank's answer. It is not even understanding what I'm asking. Totally useless. The bigger the company, the worse the system, I think. Isn't it? So this they're a monopoly in the country, private bank, right? So they had to just get something for themselves. Okay, nothing against the bank, but then it what it is. It happens in any business, no? अभी दिखाने के चक्कर में कुछ भी बना देते चलो ऐसा है. So it's like but that is one thing that I see in the world of AI happening a lot, right? Just for the heck of building something, just for the heck of pleasing your investors, and they just build something for the heck of it. You tell me honestly, guys, is this something that anybody will use? Is this even a useful system? It's a worthless system. Now, I want to know what is the best credit card. No, customer service, you also know, I also know. We will call up customer service. IVR will be waiting for 1 hour. We'll be wasting our time. That's it. So, I want to know the best credit card. ICICI Bank phone support doesn't help me. I'll be wasting 1 hour there. The chatbot doesn't help me. How do I know? Only help is Google, or now even better ChatGPT. If I ask the same question to ChatGPT, I assure you, you'll get better answers than this useless system. Okay. So what I wanted to clarify is nothing against this company, but any organization which is having these so-called virtual assistants and so-called chatbots are actually pretty useless systems. They're all rule-based agents that we are basically having. And obviously, if I start typing something a little bit more advanced, let's say, what is the weather today? You will effectively get answers like, I didn't understand your query. So what I want once again wanted to clarify here is we are looking at pre-trained certain predefined queries. So certain predefined queries which are giving certain predefined response. If you ask something which is a little different, something which is a little different than what we have trained the agent with, it will not be able to answer. Okay, and this is why the understanding of prompts is very important. So these are kind of like prompts. So when we talk about prompt engineering, a big part about that is these kind of queries. What questions I'm basically answering, and obviously, for these kinds of useless rule-based chatbots, it doesn't really matter what prompt you're giving. But once we come to more advanced cutting-edge chatbots, the way you structure these prompts, the way you give these prompts is very important. So you have to ask very specific questions. Now, I know here what is the weather is a very generic question, but still try to make your prompts as specific as possible. Okay, that's the way to effectively go about it. Okay, so now with this in mind, we're going to be getting into entering into the beautiful world of what is ChatGPT, and we see some remarkable examples with respect to ChatGPT here. So, guys, you know, I wanted to just show you this answer. I think it's really incredible. I'll take you to ChatGPT. I asked the same question here. What is the best ICICI Bank credit card to ChatGPT platform? And this is not a useless agent like what we saw. The bank the bank couldn't answer it. It is the bank. I want to take a bank credit card. No, अभी बैंक का credit card लेंगे तो बैंक का ही पैसा है. I will be able. But then the bank couldn't answer that question. But ChatGPT is able to answer it beautifully. You can see the best credit cards are Coral credit card, Platinum credit card, Sapphire credit card, Rubik's credit card, and these are some of the best credit cards that you have. Now, I'm not saying this is the best answer because actually in ICICI Bank the most premium credit card is basically the ICICI Bank Emerald credit card. So maybe I can tailor my question a little differently. I can say what is the most what is the most premium credit card offered by ICICI Bank in India. So this is what I mean by an extremely detailed query. This is like a prompt that we call it. The prompt is basically what initial question or prompt you're giving, and based on that, the language model that we have behind the scenes will decipher that particular prompt, and it will give you the answers on the basis of that. Okay. So what is the most premium credit card? You can see this is incredible. This is incredible. You can see. Oh, okay. I am absolutely speechless. Absolutely speechless. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm absolutely speechless with the answer I got. As of my knowledge, cut off in September 2021. Very important because this language model that we are looking at right now is that the cutoff date is 2021 because it has been trained with the entire historical data as of 2021. So so the most premium credit card offered by ICICI Bank is the Emerald credit card. This is exactly what it is. Okay. And this is exactly the answer I was looking for. Now you please take that query and you please post it in that useless portal that I showed you a while back. It will not be able to answer it. Okay. So this is the very clear difference you're able to see between the rule-based language models which all these useless virtual assistants are having and the ChatGPT language model which we are able to see right now. Okay. And this belongs to a class of models that we refer to as large language models. We often use a term called LLMs to basically define these things. But what do we call them? We call them, large language models. LLMs is what we call them. So that's what it is. Now, what is a language model and all we will discuss, and we'll look at some more very very cool examples, excuse me, of these things as we talk about. Um, so now entering into the world of ChatGPT, what is the hype behind ChatGPT? What is the big hype around ChatGPT? The best thing about ChatGPT is that it is able to generate text which is indistinguishable from what a human being writes. It's really incredible. So you go back and look at the ChatGPT kind of the language model, and the, the biggest hype here is that it's able to generate text. It's a generative model. So you give it any prompt, you give it any input prompt, and the model is able to automatically generate responses based on whatever prompt that you've given. And you can see on the screen right now, I've given a small example where we want to see a step-by-step, write a step-by-step analysis of the worst-case time complexity of bubble sort algorithm, and it gives the entire answer for you. This is really incredible, and this is actually how language models have evolved over the years. It's not that decades back we were not doing it. Absolutely, decades back also we were doing NLP in a big way. Basic things we were doing. Like, for example, if you look at resume parsing systems, traditional text parsing systems we had, we were using a lot of NLP there as well. Like, there are a lot of these, let's call it ATS. I don't know if you know ATS. ATS is an applicant tracking system, not anti-terror squad. Okay, ATS stands for an applicant tracking system. Historically, recruiters have used ATS in a big way. ATS systems have been there for decades. You go to the online portal of a company and you apply for a particular job. What is the first thing you do? You enter your resume. The resume is probably the most useless thing that we have ever invented, probably. And I'll tell, and that is one of the things that ChatGPT makes it a lot easier. With ChatGPT, people can artificially create resumes. So you know, ATS systems have historically worked on the basis of that. Okay, you enter your resume, you enter whatever details you have done, and the ATS systems will extract the queries, extract the keywords. Okay, these are the kind of roles, responsibilities, things you've worked on, and they will shortlist you for the job on the basis of that. Rule-based queries, basic text parsing techniques have been used. But can it really look at the contents in your resume and summarize your resume for you? No, it will not be able to do that. That is not a powerful agent. That's exactly what these large language models are able to do for you right now. Okay. So what is ChatGPT? It's a transformer-based language model that is pre-trained on a massive data set of internet text as of September 2021. So remember, there is always some historical data that is involved, and so it's machine learning ultimate. So it's almost like a kid. You are training a kid in terms of how to learn, right? So you're training a kid how to learn. So it's just like how you're training a kid based on all the internet data of 2021 as of September 2021. So you basically train this particular model to learn everything as of 2021, and the machine has learned on the basis of this. Okay, it's a very specific model that you have here. Okay, I won't get too much into the internals of ChatGPT, but just remember there are lots of lot of progress that the that the overall that OpenAI has basically done. And talking about OpenAI, they first came up with something called GPT, then they came up with GPT-2, then they came up with something called GPT-3. This is the untrained GPT-3 model. Okay, and what we do as part of the model training, we call it the machine learning model training, is we take those parameters and we somehow try to learn the ideal values of the parameters. Okay, that's what we do behind the scenes. So anybody who has this question in the back of your mind that, hey, Sayan, how do we go and what is this language model? What do you mean by this LLM that you pinged us? What is this large language model? And there are several examples. This is not the only large language model that we have. There are several examples of large language models that we basically have. Okay, and the basic idea behind large language models is, when we talk about large language models, the basic idea is that we somehow we are trying to represent uh, somehow we are trying to basically represent the word as a sequence of numbers. That's one of the things that we are inherently trying to do. So we are somehow trying to represent the word as a sequence of numbers. That's the intuition of what we are what we are trying to get to right now. So we have the words, and somehow we are trying to represent these words as a sequence of numbers. It's a beautiful timeline I wanted to show you, all of you. Very, very beautiful timeline that I wanted to show you with respect to these large language models right now. You can see GPT-3 came up around 2020, mid of 2020, right around COVID is when GPT-3 came up. This is as of 2022. So we had Elmo, we had BERT. BERT was Google's model. Then we had OpenAI's GPT-2. Then we had GPT-3 again by OpenAI. Then we had something called Turing NLG. Turing NLG was by Microsoft. And these are the number of parameters these models used to have. You can see the GPT-3 model that we had was having 175 billion parameters. And in a way, we can say that more the number of parameters, more the context. Okay, more the number of parameters, more the context. The richer the context, the more powerful the model is what we have here. Okay, just want to ping you this link as well to the audience. Yeah, just for some sample reference. Okay, we have even more powerful models. Even Google has developed a language model which is actually even more powerful. So Google's language models are 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 even more powerful models we basically have. I'm just forgetting the name of the model. So Google actually has a trillion parameter language model. Let me see if I can ping you the link here quickly. Okay, I don't know that we have OpenAI. We can actually but then we have a trillion parameter AI model that Google actually has built, which is 1.6 trillion parameters, so to say, and that's also a massive language model that Google has built. Now the question is, what do we mean by parameters? Yes. Google Bard is also an example. Bard is actually what there's a lot of hype around Bard, and I think especially with OpenAI competition, Google is kind of very, very afraid about it, I would say. So there's a lot of Google is kind of very afraid about how OpenAI is progressing right now. So let's take a step back right now, friends, and let's understand a little bit about what is the meaning of these language models. When we talk about this parameters and this that, what is the meaning of these language models? What do we mean by this? Okay, so all that we are doing behind the scenes is we are basically taking those individual words. We are somehow taking those individual words and we are effectively figuring out a way to represent those words in the form of numbers. We are trying to find out some kind of a numeric representation of those words. Okay. And the most basic idea behind this is was again proposed by Google back in 2013. Okay, so although today we have got a lot of competition in this field, but back in 2013, Google was one of the pioneers behind this particular idea. And this was basically done on the basis of what we refer to as Google's word-to-vec model. So word-to-vec was a project that Google created back in 2013. You can see this goes all the way back to 2013. That's more than almost 10 years back. And 2013, what Google did was they actually found a way to find out to represent words as a sequence of numbers. Okay, because this is what revolutionized the way we worked with natural language. Because historically we have always used normal pre-processing techniques like parsing, removing punctuations. Basic pre-processing techniques is what used, but the word to vec model was one example of model which completely revolutionized the way we actually dealt with numbers, with words. And what Google basically did here was, you can see, they actually trained this on part of the Google News dataset, which spanned around 100 billion words, and they were able to, in a way, convert uh, these these words into a sequence of numbers, and we were able to somehow work with these sequence of numbers. In fact, Google has made this entire model publicly available, just in case some of you want to go and you want to play with it, you want to tinker with it, you can actually do that. And I wanted to mention this because for all the hype around ChatGPT and large language models and all the incredible things that all these language models are able to do, the real key here is still this one. So this is the key behind what we are able to see right now. Okay, just going to quickly ping you the link. So this is the Google Drive download link that you can actually look at. This is where Google has made the whole thing available for download. And I wanted to take a quick minute here for the audience to help you appreciate what these large language models once again are. What is Word2Vec about? What is this Word2Vec about, and how do we think through Word2Vec? What is this Word2Vec all about? What is the basic idea behind Word2Vec? Let's see that. Let's see that in a little bit more in detail. So the general idea, what we are doing in Word2Vec is this. We are just a second, guys. Okay. Okay. So we are simply taking each and every word. Let's say we have the word cat, we have the word dog, we have the word man, and we have the man plane. So this particular language model, what is able to do, the Word2Vec language model, what is able to do is it's able to somehow take each and every word, is able to somehow take each and every word, and it's able to convert each and every word into a sequence of numbers. So it's able to take the word cat and it's able to represent the word cat into a sequence of numbers, F1, F2. It's able to take the word dog and represent the word dog into a sequence of numbers. And these numbers are completely black boxes. I'm just trying to give you the behind the scenes idea as to what this Word2Vec model is. So we are somehow taking each and every individual word, and we are somehow able to convert each and every individual word into a sequence of numbers. This is exactly what that black box is able to do. So imagine that there's a black box, and this is that language model that we have here. And that language model is somehow able to take the word cat and it's able to convert that word cat into two numbers, let's say zero point 0.7, zero point 0.8. It is able to convert, it is able to generate a vector representation of these two words. So we are able to take those two words and we're able to generate a vectorized representation of these two words. So we are able to take the word cat and we're able to generate a vector representation of what that word cat means. We're able to take the word dog and we're able to, this language model is able to somehow generate a vector representation of what the word dog actually means. So which is, let's say, 0.71 and 0.81. Just an example. So this is effectively the basic idea behind the Word2Vec. 0.71, 0.81. This will be, let's say, 0.72, comma 0.83. But the word plane is somewhat very different. The word plane is, let's say, zero point 0.1, comma point 2. Okay. So what you're able to see is a very basic understanding of Word2Vec, where we are able to take each and every individual word and we're able to somehow convert that word into a sequence of numbers. And if you look at the visual representation, if I quickly plot F1 here and F2 here, the word cat, the word dog, and the word man will be listed somewhere here. Their F1, F2 values will be extremely high, zero point 0.7 and zero point 0.8. But if you look at the word plane is somewhere here. Okay. So with the origin of these so-called language models and Word2Vec models, the moment we were able to represent words as a sequence of numbers, we were able to all of a sudden find out relationships between words. We were able to solve very interesting problems like, hey, these are very similar words and these are very dissimilar words. So we were able to find very, very interesting semantic relationships between words. The important thing is what we refer to as semantics. Okay. And now that we were able to represent each and every word as a sequence of numbers, extending to that, we were also able to go back and represent documents as a sequence of numbers, entire sentences as in a numeric form, entire phrases in a numeric form. Yes, these numbers depict the same. That's right, sir. That's right. These numbers also depict something very, very similar. I'm going to give you another very cool, really, really cool demonstration so that you can probably understand this a bit more in detail. So we have this very beautiful Google AI experiment page that I wanted to quickly show you, where Google has kind of demonstrated this in a very incredible way. This is back in 2013, the word to vec model. And the reason I wanted to mention this is because this is right at the forefront of everything that we are seeing and all the hype that we are seeing in the world of NLP and language models today, right? So this is once again a word to vec embedding kind of a visualization that Google has created. I wanted to quickly show you. Really cool, really cool. And what you're again able to see are each and every individual words. And we have somehow managed to represent those individual words into a sequence of numbers, and we're able to see the numeric representation of those words. We're able to see a spatial representation of the words, the same way that I showed you here. Here I gave you a small example, the word cat, the word dog, the word man. And here you're able to see a much more robust example on real data. F1, F2 are completely, I would say, hidden features. They are hidden features completely. You can say that the language model is generating those features, and those are the parameters basically. We were discussing the GPT-3 model a while back. We were talking about the parameters. I took a very simple example. F1, F2 was only two features I took, only two parameters. Okay, this is 175 billion parameters. You can imagine what it is. It's extremely complex. Okay, so these numbers are completely black boxes. These numbers are completely black boxes. So what do these numbers mean in the real world? These numbers mean nothing. They're completely black boxes. Okay. So the model is able to generate these numbers. So just like how we have represented the word cat in terms of two numbers, F1, F2. Similarly, the GPT-3 model, which is far more advanced, we're able to generate 175 billion parameters in this particular case. Yes. What feature example? Feature is basically kind of a hidden feature. I think if you know a little bit about neural networks, it's like a hidden feature. So it's a little bit of a black box, I would say, because exactly what these numbers mean is something we do not know. We do not know what these numbers mean. So the network is able to generate these numbers for us. Okay, so these are the internals of how the neural network is actually working. But if you have some prior understanding of a neural network, what it basically does is it kind of tries to take a word and tries to represent that word in the form of numbers, and those numbers mean nothing. So each and every individual number means nothing. So F1 does not mean anything particularly. F2 does not mean anything particularly. Okay. But then when you take F1, F2 together, that context means a lot. That's the intuition. Yes. Yes, yes. This is all YouTube recorded. Akash, you'll have the YouTube links as well. You do the same thing, Ashish. Very good point, sir. Very good point. But remember, one hot encoding is a very basic technique. You're only looking at whether the word is present or absent. It's something very basic. One hot encoding will not help you with the semantic relationships, but this will help you with the semantic relationship. What if I tell you that with this kind of a language model, you can go and solve questions like this? King plus man equal to queen plus what? Now your one word to vec will not help you. Your one-hot encoding model will not help you solve this, but you can use the word-to-vec model to solve these kinds of questions, because we know king is a vector of two numbers, man is a vector of two numbers, queen is a vector of two numbers, and you can find out what is that is. So we can basically work with words just like we work with mathematical equations. That's the real incredible thing about word-to-vec once again. Okay, so this is the experiment I wanted to show the audience very quickly. Um, yeah, so this is like really cool. I wanted to just quickly show the audience, what it is. This is actually the visualization thing that I wanted to very quickly show all of you. And this is right at the foundations of what the whole field of language models are basically all about. Okay, so large part of GPT, the evolution of GPT has basically come from that. And you can see right now what we have is we have all these tens of thousands of words right now. And I'm just going to show you a sample example. I'm going to show you a sample example. Um, and let's say if I search for the word piano, very interesting. If I search for the word piano, and if I go and search for, let's say, the 50 nearest neighbors corresponding to piano, I can see how the representation of points look like. So we have the word piano right now. And piano is a vector of three numbers. Now, these three numbers are black boxes. We don't know that. It's a three-parameter model, we can say. As an example, we can say the three parameters that define each and every word. Very basic model. Okay. So we have the word piano right now, and we can see that with respect to the word piano, these are the most similar words. These are the words that are very similar to the word piano. Okay, these are the words that are very similar to the word piano: synthesizer, organ, keyboard, instrument. So really incredible. Nowhere have I taught the machine the meaning of the words, but the machine has somehow learned what piano is. It has learned the semantic context of that particular word, and this is really the uh, I would say a really cool thing that we got with respect to word today. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So now let's move on and let's step into the beautiful world of ChatGPT, and let's look at a few other incredible examples with respect to ChatGPT. Okay, what ChatGPT basically does and all that kind of stuff. So the whole idea of ChatGPT is it's again driven by a language model. So just like we have the other language models, GPT-2, GPT-3, BERT, we have Turing NLG. So these are again some example language models we have. Similarly, ChatGPT is driven by a particular language model behind the scenes. There's a GPT based language model that ChatGPT kind of uses behind the scenes. Okay, so this is again something very similar that we have, and it is once again a type of a type of a large language model. So ChatGPT is again type of a large language model, and you can actually see just keep this at the back of your mind. This is actually based on the GPT 3.5 architecture. Okay, and I know we have got something called GPT 3, but ChatGPT is based on the GPT 3.5 architecture. Okay, I know Chat GPT is a big hype, but if I ask somebody what is GPT 3.5, they'll be like, okay, I don't know. So just keep this at the back of your mind. We have GPT 2, we have GPT 3, and if you look at GPT 3.5, that is the underlying model that is working behind Chat GPT. That is the basic underlying model that is working behind the scenes behind Chat GPT. So keep this at the back of your mind. So all we have is we have some input, we have some input that prompt that we provide, and prompt is nothing but the input that you provide. Okay, so what is this thing called a prompt? A prompt is whatever input question that you're providing, and we're gonna do a lot of work around this prompt. Okay, we're gonna do a lot of work around this prompt. We're gonna do different things to go and uh, uh, prepare this prompt accordingly. And if you can ask a proper question, if you can give a very good prompt, if you can ask a proper question, the model will the language model can interpret that prompt, and it can give the proper answer. Now, in case you're wondering behind the scenes what is happening, how are we analyzing this prompt behind the scenes? Well, remember, we are actually interpreting this in the sequence of numbers, because ultimately machines, all the internal computations that are happening inside machines are happening inside arrays or numbers in a numeric form. So whatever questions, whatever text we are actually feeding in, whatever prompts we are actually giving, the machine is automatically transforming those prompts into a sequence of numbers and is analyzing that. That's how the whole thing is actually working out. Okay, so this is basically what the prompt is. So what is this thing called prompt engineering? Prompt engineering is nothing but the whole idea of creating the prompts in a better. Okay, so instead of giving random prompts, instead of giving random questions, you're basically guiding the AI system in a better way. You're basically giving the inputs in a better way. You're guiding the AI system in a better way by creating certain rules, by creating certain instructions. You are guiding the AI system in a better way to give you more appropriate answers. Okay. The language model is already created. OpenAI GPT 3.5 is already built for you. So now, how do we give good questions to generate perfect answers? Okay. So if I just give a random one, if I just go back and say that, hey, if I let's say I want to create a new chat, and the question I ask is weather today. So well, this is a very general question. No, if I say weather today, what's like, I don't know, like, like you can see right now. I am sorry, but as an AI language model, I don't have real-time data or access to the internet to provide you with the current weather. You can check the weather forecast by using a weather website. So it's very interesting. So don't give a question like this. This is one more important thing to keep in mind. If you just ask the question that, hey, what is the weather today? It will not be able to answer these things. So prompt engineering is a lot about understanding the internals about how the system has been built, that it does not have real-time access, that the historical data in the system is only as of September 2021. Do you understand the limitations of the system, and how can you create more effective prompts? So just because we have Chat GPT doesn't mean that it can do magic like anything. So if you have if you ask it some current question, let's say the Russia-Ukraine war, I don't know, like the Russia-Ukraine war started in 2022. But if you ask ChatGPT certain questions around that, it will not be able to answer because it does not have any context. It does not have any learning based on that. So if you ask it, let's say about the plane accident, okay, the Coromandel Express accident, so it will not be able to answer those kinds of questions, okay, because it happened very recently, and ChatGPT, the language model has not been trained on the basis of that. Okay, so what is uh, the website I'm actually using? This is the website I'm actually using, OpenAI.com blog ChatGPT. So this is the ChatGPT website that we have, and you can actually go and you can just click on the link called Try ChatGPT, and once you click on Try ChatGPT, this will actually open up. If you want, you can also sign up for something called ChatGPT Plus. And ChatGPT Plus is a slightly paid version of ChatGPT where you can go and uh, you can also pay some extra money. And by doing that, you can also upgrade your experience on the platform. So those are again some things you can go back and do. And you can see there's an option called Upgrade to Plus. And Upgrade to Plus, all that they do is they give you free access, like faster access even when you have high demand. And this is something that you will see a lot happening, especially with ChatGPT. It's so demanded, so like it's so popular, so much of a hype. Everybody is using it nowadays, and still a lot of people don't even know it actually. So being in the AI field, I've interacted with so many professionals who don't even know what it is. Like I mean, people have heard of it, but then when I ask them that, hey, have you tried it? Have you done an API based way? People are actually flounded. They don't even know what it is. Like, so you can see that the world of AI is so rapidly progressing. Like, in a way. And I'll show you some really cool examples here over the course of the next half an hour. But just wanted to make you aware that it's completely free of cost. So when the demand is low, you can basically work with it normally. But again, when the demand is high, then oftentimes you will see system responses being very, very slow. The system will not respond to you properly and things like that. So you can basically pay $20 a month, and that way you can get new features, response speed will be faster, and things like that. Okay, so really cool stuff we have got here. I'll quickly ping the audience the link to try ChatGPT. You can try it out. You can have some fun at home later on. This is the link to ChatGPT. And then let's talk about it. Let's talk about some applications. So how do we work with ChatGPT? What are the different things we can do? And we can ask it different questions and different prompts, and it can give you different answers. We have lots of use cases. We have lots of use cases in the world of content generation, customer support, virtual assistants. We can also look at data analysis. So all these kind of use cases we can basically have. And if you look at it, one of the things that we can do in ChatGPT is we can use it for automated content generation. So I think we've all heard of these examples, no, like for example where AI creates a poem and this that. So we've all heard of these use cases. Now we are seeing a real application where we can have ChatGPT do some of these things. Okay, so customer support, virtual assistants, answering certain types of questions, voice assistant, data analysis. Very interesting. How can we use ChatGPT for certain data analysis tasks, some language translation tasks? All of these are some real world examples of that. Okay, let me make this discussion a little interactive right now. What I would like the audience to do right now. Let me just quickly um, just a second. Um, so I would like all of you to enter into the Padlet. Just go to the Padlet link that I actually pinged you in the beginning of the class, and give me some interesting ideas with respect to what you would like to build. Let's say let's talk about some interesting suggestions. So give me some ideas about what you want to do in ChatGPT. So this is the Padlet. Just a second, I'm just going to go back and maybe um, yeah. So give me some suggestions, guys. Give me some suggestions here. So this is ChatGPT. I'm just going to call it ChatGPT ideas. Give me some ideas as to what you would like to do. So this is the link to the Padlet. So I would like the audience to ping me. Let's have a little fun here. Let me have all of you interact and participate on this a little. All of you, please go to the link. Everybody, please go to the link and let's post some ideas as to what you want ChatGPT to do. And mind you, I would like you to enter the prompts very, very accurately. So try to be very specific what you want to do. Okay. So a large part of prompt engineering is about giving very specific prompts, giving very accurate prompts. If you give a very generic query, the language model will be confused. It will give you very generic responses. So if you want a very specific output, a very accurate output, then you must give it very specific prompts. So you want to very specifically mention the things. Okay. So all of you can go to the link. You can please ping me on the Padlet link. Okay. Don't ping here. Don't ping here. You just ping on the Padlet link, please. Okay. All of you. I hope everyone's here. I don't see anybody in the Padlet link. All of you, please come to the Padlet link. Please join the Padlet link. Click on this one. What is okay? Everybody, I'll just wait 30 seconds here. Let me have all of you quickly add in some ideas what you would want ChatGPT to do, and then I will quickly go and show you some examples. I'll probably also show you some examples where it does not quite do a good job. Everybody, please click on that link I pinged you, padlet.com, and whatever you type on the Padlet link will show up here. So all of you just type on the Padlet link. Come on, quick guys, let's make it fast. Let's be fast here, okay? I can see only 3 of you here, so let's have some ideas here. Okay, I can see some questions that people have asked. Very good. These are again some general queries. Uh, I think I think I think summarize is a very general query. Try to make the prompts a little bit more interesting. It doesn't have to be only technical. You can ask it any question. Make it a little fun. Let's just ask some random questions also. So let's make it a little fun as well. You can ask ChatGPT for any random question. So just to clarify, ask it some. You can go and ask it some specific questions. Again, as I say, so try to make the prompt very very specific. Don't ask very generic questions. So if you ask more specific questions, it will be able to give you more specific answers. Right? Okay, I'll start with the first one. I'll just wait for some ideas to come. The write the code for Fibonacci series. Okay, this is the first one. Let me just quickly uh, copy this particular prompt. So write the code for Fibonacci series. Okay, good one. So let me see how ChatGPT is able to answer it. I'm pretty sure ChatGPT can do this correctly. So write the code for Fibonacci series. Let's see. This is a specific question. Fibonacci series is ChatGPT something it will understand. We have studied Fibonacci series back in 20 years back when I was studying coding. So I'm sure ChatGPT can do well. Very good, excellent. So you can see that when I said write the code for Fibonacci series, here is an example code in Python. Now you can absolutely make it a little bit more detailed. A good example of prompt generation will be you can regenerate the response. So you can see that if you're not happy with the response, you can ask it some more thing, or maybe you can go and you can ask it write the code for Fibonacci series. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Write a or maybe a different program. Write a program using Java for Fibonacci series for generating the Fibonacci series. So you want to create a Java program, you can actually do it that way. Okay, so you can see that how you can specify a different language and it will give a different answer. So you can see an example of a specific prompt. When I give a generic prompt, it will basically take Python. But when I take a specific prompt, you can see this one. Now you tell me, what is the job of developers nowadays? You ask it any question, it will actually answer it for you. So bye bye to all developers, I would say probably. You can ask it something else as well. It will be able to answer it for you. Okay, let me hear some other ideas from the audience. syntax to add columns in a pandas data frame. I'm sure some of you are already part of our cohorts right now, and you get some assignment and you say, you go to Google. I think Google can be dead, no? Like if you have a system like this, why do we need Google? We can have Chat GPT, and somebody has asked, okay, Kyle, I forgot the code to add columns in a pandas data frame, so we can quickly see this one. So what is the code to add this in a pandas data frame? So we can do that. So write a program, write a Python program. Let's make it very specific. Okay, I'm going to give a very specific prompt because syntax and all that's okay. To add all the columns, to add two columns, to add the columns in a pandas data frame. Okay, let's just see. You can actually make it more specific and tell what the column names are. But see, it gives a wonderful example. It creates an automatic data frame for you. It creates an automatic data frame for you, and there it gives you, okay, it converts it to a data frame called data. It's a dictionary. So first we instantiate a dictionary, then a data frame, and then we use df.sum. Okay, now you can go and make it a little different. You can say syntax to add columns in a pandas data frame. You can actually take the same code. Okay, you can take the same code. Okay, write a Python program to add the columns in a pandas data frame named cars, to add the last two columns in a pandas data frame named card, which we have read from a CSV file. I'm just giving an example, just trying to see how the whole thing looks like when I give a more specific prompt. Let's see. I think it's taking a little time to generate the response. So we are reading this from a CSV file into a pandas data frame named cars. See how incredibly this is working. And this is my data frame called cars, and I want to add the sum of the last values of my date. Didn't quite work out the way I expected, but still I think it did the job. Okay, so you can actually start to see how incredibly this is actually working. Okay, some other ideas. Who will win the World Test Championship final 2023? The problem is the 2023 data. We can try it out. The problem is that ChatGPT is not trained on 2023 data. Yes, until 2021, it would have done a good job. But mind you, the language model is trained only as of latest 2021. It will not be able to give you for 2023. Yes. So, so you can ask some more specific questions. Make a joke on data scientist. Okay, let's take this one. Make a joke on data scientist. Let's have some more ideas from all of you. Okay, let's take a couple more ideas. Okay, so make a joke on data scientist. Let's see what kind of jokes it is able to create. Let's see if it's chat data. Chat GPT is funny. Why did the data scientist bring a ladder to the bar? Because they heard the drink were on the data set shelves. Okay, because they regenerate the response. Okay. So why did the data scientists go broke? Because they couldn't find any meaningful correlation between their income and expenses. Okay. Well, I mean, this is more like a data science kind of joke. Okay. Maybe we can say, make a joke on data scientists, make a joke on data scientists in the language of a, let's say, a 90s gangster, something of this sort. Okay. So just like a 90s gangster, you want to make a data science joke. Okay. Something like that. Okay. You check it out. You know why data scientists be the smoothest hustlers. You can see the language is different. You see how cool it is. It's able to tailor it in that particular language. You can just add some more specific prompts, and based on that, you get a different set of answers. So really cool. And the other very interesting thing about the platform is that we can go and we can also give feedback. We can also go and give feedback. If we think that this is a good response, we can give a thumbs up button. And OpenAI take feedback very seriously because the way these language models become better is based on human feedback. And if your feedback is good, uh, if your feedback is good, then obviously, if your feedback is not good, then obviously OpenAI will try to incorporate and retrain the language model on the basis of that. Okay, so these are some very interesting things that I wanted to highlight. Okay, okay, okay. Something else. Let me. I'll just pick up two more Padlets here for all of you. So two more ideas I'll pick up. In fact, something on the lines of what I wanted to show you here. So let's say I want to use the Chat GPT model for analyzing hotel bookings. We were talking about some use cases here. These were some use cases we were discussing how we can use ChatGPT for data analysis and language translation and all these things. Okay, so we can basically have ChatGPT to write a poem. So write a poem on data science. Write a romantic poem on data science. Okay. Well, I think this is something of a we've all heard of these cases, no, where ChatGPT is used to kind of write poems and generate content and all this kind of stuff. So we can see that this is how we are able to do it. Okay, we can probably say write a thesis, write an article, write an article on and the best part is that whatever you are able to see, whatever we are able to see, this is completely the first time we are able to see something like this. If I go and even go to Google search and ping this, you will not be able to see any similarity. So first time in the history of human language, we're able to see something, a sequence of words like this is basically being used. And that's really incredible. So the way the language model has been trained is it will always generate some unique content for you. Okay, so whatever you ask it to generate, the content it will generate will always be unique. Even if you take this and go to Google, maybe even Google is not able to keep up with ChatGPT, where it's able to the content will be very kind of new. Okay, but mind you, this is as of 2021. So maybe in the last 2 years, if some similar content got created in Google, indexing that might come up, and you might see a one-off match. But generally, the content will be very new. So it's really cool how these things are again working. So I can give a more specific query. Let's say I can ask a query where I say that, hey, let's look at a more specific Pythonic example. So as a data analyst, I'm going to give a more specific Pythonic example here. As a data analyst, let's say I'm working on hotel bookings. So you see how I'm giving a very specific prompt. If you just say that, hey, I want to write a piece of code to generate a visualization, it will not be very good. But what you can do is you can write a very specific code. As a data analyst, I'm working on hotel bookings data. So which has variables like booking date, booking amount, booking date, booking amount, location, guests, etc. Generate a data visualization code in Python. See how we are doing it very specifically using Matplotlib. For people who do not know, Matplotlib is a library in Python. In fact, we teach this in our courses also in detail. But now with ChatGPT, it will automatically generate that entire code for you, showing trends of bookings in a year. So we are basically asking it an extremely specific question. Excuse me. We are asking it an extremely specific question, and let us see what ChatGPT gives you. It will give you a very specific answer in this case. You can see. We've actually asked it that, okay, this is hotel booking data. We have a CSV file, and we are getting it into a column called booking date. See, and it is able to give us return a particular line chart showing the trends. See, this is how the line chart will look like. Very interesting. Very interesting. We have this particular, line chart. Finally, a line chart will be plotted. Okay, we can use plt.show, and when we use plt.show, the line chart will be plotted. Okay, so this is something I can go and I can show you in my Jupyter as well. But that's the coding part. But you can see the people who understand this thing. You can see that we have read our data into a data frame. We have taken the booking date column, and now we have taken year along the x-axis, month along the we have taken month along the x-axis. We have taken number of bookings along the y-axis, and this is a simple plt.plot line chart we have created. Okay, x label, y label, title, and dot show. So very interesting chart that we have created here. Okay, now we can make it more advanced. We can go back and make it more advanced. What we can do is we can absolutely. So one of the other things that we can do is we can make this thing more advanced. And one of the things that we can do is we can ask it to maybe we can ask it to basically go and uh, uh, give us suggestions as to what else we can do. We can ask it to generate suggestions as to what else it can go back and do. So right now we have a okay. So give me visualization suggestions we can give. So I can just say that, hey, give me other visualization suggestions. Let me see what it's able to do. Give me other visualization suggestions, because here I asked it to generate a trend other for this data. So tell me what else, what other suggestions I can get? Because oftentimes this is also something that people would like to know. People would like to know that, okay, given this particular data, what other kinds of charts can we create? And you can see very interesting, it is able to uh, give me suggestions for other kinds of charts. We have a bar chart, we have a pie chart, we have a box plot, we have a stack chart, and so on and so forth. Okay, now I can say, okay, give me the code for the bar chart. Give me the code for the bar chart. Okay, so given this conversational AI, you can see that this is the same booking date, and see how incredible it is able to basically take the conversational context. It's able to remember the context. Not like I can give a completely new query and I can also take the context. So it is the same bookings data. Here I actually defined the bookings use case, and it is the same conversation. And all I did was, okay, give me the code for the bar chart suggestion. So previously you gave me the suggestion. So know that context. And this is how, again, a huge part of prompt engineering will happen. You're going to basically go back and give a certain context and see how it remembered that, okay, I had something called booking data. I had the hotels, the thing, and see, this is the context it remembered. Okay, so it is able to give me the answers on the basis of that. So this is really incredible how it's able to do these things, and you can create other kinds of applications in other kinds of languages also. If you want to create some JavaScript code, something else, and it will generally do that particular thing as well for you. So really incredible how this particular thing will work out behind the scenes. Okay, yeah. Just wanted to show you some examples around coding, and you can already start to see how ChatGPT is making tremendous progress in the world of in the world of all these use cases. So if you have something like a customer support, so typical queries that customers have, typical virtual assistants that we use nowadays, right? So where customers have general questions, and we have freelancers. Like typically companies hire freelancers for all these general support queries. They can be completely removed. We have got a chat GPT kind of an application which can resolve all potential kinds of queries for you. So there are certain jobs that can completely become redundant as we speak. And that's again a very, very good use case for how it will work. Okay? All right, wonderful. So great. Thank you for your contributions, everybody. So good to have all of you chip in with the answers. Uh, okay. So moving on, what could be some other applications of GPT content generation we can have? I think we looked at one example here. We looked at one example here where we saw how uh, we can use Chat GPT for generating content. I hope everybody saw this one as well. So how we can use Chat GPT for generating the content? We saw that one. We can write some posts, we can have some blog posts, or we can come up with some very interesting Instagram caption ideas. Oftentimes we have these ideas. Okay, so let's say I wanted Instagram caption for this particular post, so we can have that kind of a thing. Okay, so these are some wonderful applications we can talk about. Healthcare can be a good use case as well. Okay, so education can be a good space. Okay, so we can use prompt engineering can be used to facilitate personalized learning. So you have a specific query. Hey, I want to develop a learning plan or a learning schedule in a particular way. So how do you engineer a prompt? How do you engineer a query in a certain way that the model is able to generate a proper response? So even in the education field, you can give certain things. Okay, so you can automate the booking process. You can do travel planning. Okay, so something of that sort you can do. Okay, can somebody give me an idea of travel planning? Something. Give me a very specific question. Let's see what ChatGPT says. Travel. I'm sure travel is something everybody likes. So travel planning. Let me see some GPT ideas on travel planning. Okay, anybody? So travel planning. Quickly. Just the 30 seconds. Let's have a couple of answers on travel planning. Let's see how ChatGPT is giving us answers on travel planning. If it's able to give us the best travel plan in the best budget, so try to be as specific as possible. You want to go to this place. You want to go from this place, and you have this much of budget. Just specify the numbers as well. Okay, just give the numbers as well. You want to go from here to here. Be very specific about your source and destination. Be very specific about your budget. How much budget you have? Okay, how many days tour you have? How many nights you want to stay? And let us see how ChatGPT is able to give us. See, normally what we will do is we will approach a consultant, right? We will typically approach a consultant, and the consultant will do this work for us. But the really interesting thing is that now we can use ChatGPT to automatically generate these suggestions. So you can completely revolutionize customer support across multiple domains. So even in AlmaBetter as we speak, I think I'm sure the team is working on some ideas. See, normally what will happen if you have some questions, we have the program team that will answer those questions for you. But wouldn't it be incredible if you can interact with something like a chat GPT? So you have a question about the program, you want to know something about the AlmaBetter program, so you go to chat GPT and you answer that and ask the question. So we are basically looking at a complete revolutionizing of the world of customer support. So wherever certain basic operational queries you have, I'm sure these are some general queries that learners keep asking us in our program. Like, sir, what is the assignment deadline? Okay, will we provide job guarantee? These are some general questions that we provide. Okay, so for these kind of questions, again, it can be completely automated. Okay, so just wanted to give you some ideas around it. So I've got one question here. So let's see. Plan a 2 day trivial plan from Mumbai to Goa. Okay, so let us see. Okay, under 10,000 for three people. Okay, I'll just take that question. Let us see what ChatGPT has to say. So plan. So give me a detailed plan. Give me a plan. Give me a 2 day plan for Mumbai to Goa trip. Okay, or let's say we can put it this way: we are travel. We are planning to. We are planning to. We are planning a travel. We are planning a trip from. We are planning a, a trip from Mumbai to Goa under 10,000 budget, under 10,000 rupees. Be very specific about the currency for three people. Please give us, please suggest an itinerary for the most affordable trip. Please suggest for the same. So let us see what it has to say. Let us see what it has to say. So let us see how it can completely, if it's able to, kind of. So, um, well, I think it's quite incredible. Well, oh my God, we did not specify the we did not specify the trip duration. I'm sorry. I think I missed that part. You said 3 nights. Sorry. I think I missed that part. 2 day you mentioned. Sorry, you gave us 4 days. Sorry. So we can probably say 2 day. We are planning a 2 day trip. We are planning a 2 day trip. We're planning a trip for 2 days. Now let us see what it says. Now it will definitely say flight, but flight or 10,000 it will not happen. No. Let us see what ChatGPT is able to say. Overnight by bus to save on transportation costs, not go exploration, and enjoy the beach activities, and day three in South Goa. That's it. A 2 day trip basically means on the third day, is able to recommend. It's quite incredible. No, it will not give you recommendations on hotels and all that. Hotels and all that. This is the ethical aspects of AI where it will not recommend you that okay, go to this hotel, that hotel, and all that. But you can already start to see how it's giving you some really incredible suggestions. Okay, yeah, okay, wonderful. I'll take this question also. This is one of you have posted this question as well. Let us see how this works out. I'll just directly pick up the question and put it here. You can see that this is how the whole thing will work out. Okay, this is the 4 day trip from Pune to Goa, and 3 nights and 4 days, including tickets before rainy season for two adults. Okay, see, it was a slightly unstructured query, but ChatGPT still understood how that query will work out. Okay, so this is quite incredible how these things are actually happening. You can pretty much copy the query. You can use it. And just to clarify, we've actually in this session keeping the audience introductory level in mind. We have seen this in the OpenAI portal, but there are a lot of plugins that OpenAI has also made available. If any of you are interested to explore those plugins, you can explore it free of cost. So in case you know APIs and in case you know how to embed ChatGPT into applications, you can also do that. So ChatGPT gives you, I think there's a 3 month trial for up to um, I'm just losing that. They give you a $5 credit. Yes, they give you a $5 credit for 3 months. 3 months there is a trial up to $5, and there is a certain amount of money that they charge per request. So every time that you enter a query on an application, you can integrate this in your customer support. Let's say in AlmaBetter we have a customer support portal, so we can integrate this in our portal. And what we can do is every time the request is triggered, the OpenAI will charge us money. So there's a trial, subscription up to a certain limit, and beyond that they will start charging. So all these things can be done. There are a lot of API integrations that ChatGPT also gives us. Okay, just wanted to kind of clarify on that idea as well. So wonderful. This is travel, hospitality, finance. You can use it for finance planning. Okay. I don't know what are the best stocks to invest in. Give us the right portfolio for retirement. All these kinds of interesting things you can go back and do. Find out personalized financial advice. Okay. All of these again interesting things you can go back and do. Okay. And e-commerce industry as well. You can use it. Healthcare. When you are having some symptoms in healthcare, let's take the last query. We'll take the last query right now. So let's say you're having some kind of symptoms and we want ChatGPT to recommend some medications for you. So the entire platform of doctor-patient care can be completely revolutionized. So I think the whole ecosystem of healthcare can be completely revolutionized, right? So repetitive tasks, basic patient diagnostics, telemedicine capabilities can be completely revolutionized using ChatGPT. Okay, and we are already looking at a lot of startups that are actually started working on this field. Let me hear a couple of ideas from the audience on this one. Anybody? Just maybe one or two ideas. Let me have all of you tip in quickly. So give me some example symptoms you're having, and let's see ChatGPT what it has to say. Yeah. So you let us know what kind of symptoms you're facing. You can just again go and click on this particular Padlet link. Let's see what kind of symptoms you're actually facing. What is ChatGPT plan for training on future winners? So obviously, Amy, that's a very expensive proposition. It's a very expensive proposition, but the model that we have as of now is September 2021, I would say. So definitely we call it model retraining. In machine learning, it's called model retraining. So definitely that's the plan. So you're going to constantly retrain the models with fresh incremental data to keep it updated. It already has a gold mine of learning behind it, but it comes with a tremendous amount of cost. And we're talking about millions of dollars, not thousands, but millions of dollars. The cloud computation that is involved, the research, AI and research, we're talking about tens of millions of dollars of costs that are involved. So that's a massive investment, I would say, that is required. So there's a lot of cost considerations as well, Amy. So OpenAI wants to see what are the what are the benefits it's getting in terms of subscriptions. And so the money that you pay for that 3 months for the chat GPT plus and all, that's the money that they eventually use for R&D. Yeah. So again, okay, just gonna pause for 30 seconds here. Let me see some example symptoms people are able to give. And let's see if we have a doctor available instantaneously on chat today. Yeah, let's see. Let's see if it's able to give us some specific prescriptions. What is the 3-day prescription for 3 days of high fever? Okay, I'll take that one. It's a very generic query. Okay, it's a very generic query, but we'll take that. What is the prescription for 3 days of high fever? You can actually give some more specific details, as I said, around prompts. Try to engineer your prompts in a better way. Try to give some more details. Uh, I have high blood pressure. I am a female. I am a 60 years old female with high blood pressure and hypertension. Uh, I'm suffering from fever for the last 2 days or last 3 days, let's say. What medicine should I take? What should I do? So be very specific in your prompts, all of you. So you can just give it some more specific details, some more technical details, and uh, you know. So once again, you can see these are some of the suggestions it basically gives you. So contact a professional. It will not give you straight away prescriptions as it is, but it will what should I do? So this is what should I do? Let's say if I ask what medicine should I take, what uh, medicine should I take? Okay, look at this one. Very interesting. I just wanted to clarify. Very interesting. These are some of the ethical aspects of AI. I wanted to take it up, and I wanted to discuss this use case just to clarify once again the ethical aspects of AI. Where although you want to explicitly state certain medicines, OpenAI will not recommend medicines for you because it understands that there will be a lot of negative influences on this one, where you have just asked some general questions and it goes and gives you medications and people consume it and they actually face the problem. So it will not go back. And this is the ethical aspects of AI. And this is the constant retraining that basically happens. And you are asking about retraining and how we improve the model. These are some example improvement that the model continues making. We're not revamping the model from scratch for certain types of specific queries where we will not be answering. Okay, so what is the medicine for fever? You can ask it a more general question. What is the medicine for fever? And you can see it is going to give you some general suggestion. It is going to give you some general OTC medications here, but it will not recommend any particular brand or any particular drug. So this is again some general questions you can go back and ask it. So what are the medicines for fever available in India? You can ask it a little bit more specific question. And if you see paracetamol, the generic brands are basically recommended. It will not recommend specific companies. So it's not like it is going to recommend a Cipla or a Sun Pharma or something, but these are some general medications that we basically have, like paracetamol, ibuprofen, and things like that. Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay, wonderful. So now let's move on. I'm just going to be coming to the ending phases right now. I hope everybody is sorted with the use cases, and I'm sure there's somebody who is working on marketing, and you want ChatGPT to create a marketing, kind of a very buzzy marketing, thing for you. I know we spend days ideating on these kind of things. So ideation kind of things, ChatGPT is able to do really well. You can see some excellent use cases in marketing as well, apart from the other use cases we have pretty much talked about. Okay, this is pretty much happening. This is pretty much right at the architectural thing as to what is happening behind the scenes. I think we talked quite a bit about the word to vec, the origins of ChatGPT, and any a large language model for that matter. And just keep this at the back of your mind as an encoder decoder architecture that is basically working out behind the scenes. So behind the scenes, we are still trying to figure out some way to take that entire prompt and we are trying to convert that prompt into a sequence of numbers. That's one of the things that we are doing. And engineering the prompts in the right way is extremely crucial for working with it. So very, very important. How do you go back and generate these prompts in the most ideal way? Okay, so prompt engineering is an extremely important aspect. And I think we took up a lot of examples today. And if you ask it very generic questions, it will not be able to answer it perfectly. So how do you give it more focused prompts? Like for example, if you say that explain artificial intelligence, maybe not good. It's a very generic question. If you ask it something like explain AI, no. But you can ask, if you give it a more effective prompt, describe the key principles of AI. You can give it a more effective prompt and to be able to answer it more accurately. Okay, these are some model prompts that you can basically give. Okay, so how can you basically you can see right now. Okay, so you can basically give it a clear and concise prompts, and prompts allow users to control the length, format, and style of the output. Very, very important. How you want the output to come. So if you look at a lot of applications of ChatGPT, one great application could be how do we control the length, format, and style of the prompts? How do we make users control that particular thing? Okay. So because if you don't put any controls, like for example, we were saying, okay, generate a plan for Goa to Mumbai trip, Mumbai to Goa trip. It is giving us a 7-day, 10-day plan. But if I make it more specific, give me a 2-day plan, then I can shorten the prompt a lot more effectively. I can shorten the response a lot more effectively. Okay. If you only ask, I have a problem, can you help? Okay. So, I mean, what will ChatGPT tell you? I don't know, like what problem. But if you ask a very specific question, I purchased a laptop, this is the issue that happened. The troubleshooting kind of use cases, it'll give you very good information on the basis of that. Okay. So very, very good use case, very, very good practices will be craft concise prompts. So prompts should be very concise, be very specific, experiment with question statements. So the feedback loop will also come in. You try out different permutation combinations. You give a particular prompt, get a particular response, and you incorporate the feedback. The same way that we saw in OpenAI, you get a thumbs up, thumbs down button, you incorporate that feedback. So how do you basically create more effective prompts? And how do you incorporate user preferences in the prompts? So whatever previous responses came, how do you incorporate that in the prompts going forward? So on the basis of the previous thing, what will be the answer? Something that we saw in that hotel bookings example as well, right? So these are some of the general ways how we do it. There are multiple ways we can do prompt things. So this is the more technical aspects and how we can go back and do this. We can basically go to look at rule-based prompts. where we provide explicit instructions or rules to guide the model's behavior. So we can give it specific if-else conditions. We can give it specific rules in terms of how the desired format or style of the response will look like, and we can provide constraints for generating the output. So we can explicitly specify how the response will come up. Okay, or we can have more advanced prompts. We can have conditional prompts, and in conditional prompts, so this is a very good example for a conditional prompt. You can see. Okay, it involves providing the context alongside the main prompt. Okay, so you can basically specify the user's preference, the previous interaction, the specified conditions that impact the desired output. You can give it some more conditions, and it's almost like a conditional probability. So given this, given this, given this, now given this input, what is the output going to be? Okay, so you're basically giving the context. That's the context you're basically providing. The user prefers this, looking for a restaurant here. Now you give me provide the specific recommendations. This is a good example of what we call a conditional prompt. That's the intuition. And these are guided conversations. Guided conversation is basically exactly what ChatGPT is basically doing. Okay, that's the intuition here. Okay, these are some different ways you can create prompts. Lot of challenges. I think ChatGPT, although we saw some incredible use cases today in the class, but just to on an ending note, I wanted to mention that there are huge challenges in the world of AI. I think we are looking at massive challenges in the world of AI. Obviously, contextual limitations, understanding the context, ethical considerations, biases like medical brands. We should be careful not to recommend certain brands. Otherwise, Sun Pharma will complain that, hey, it is recommending Cipla. Cipla will complain it is recommending Ranbaxy. So those ethical considerations need to be taken into consideration. Okay, even one small mistake, everything can go for a toss. Like Google Gorilla example. Google had to pay a big fine to that couple, and as we speak, even as of today, the gorilla keyword is not there in Google Lens. It's quite incredible. So the ramifications can be far and wide. So for all the good things that we talked about in the class, even small mistakes that we face, let's say countries, you want to know some information about countries, and ChatGPT makes some wrong suggestions. Okay, go kill this, do this. They can be geopolitical considerations as well. Some country can object to ChatGPT, and because OpenAI is we can look at the US company and all those kind of things, we can look at some geopolitical ramifications. How can the company recommend this, or how can the company recommend that? Okay? It can go against certain governments and give some recommendations as well. Exactly, exactly. Plagiarism is a big use case. And talking about AlmaBetter, we can say that we give you some exercise. You go to ChatGPT, write a prompt, and you get the answer. That doesn't help, right? So how do we prevent those things from happening? I think we've seen a lot of cases where people just go there, give the question, and get the answer. So how do you prevent plagiarism from happening? It's great for helping, but a lot of ways it can be misused as well. Okay. Now, I'll take another quick 5 minutes of your time to get into a small quiz. We've got a very exciting session also following. Another 15-20 minutes of time we would be requiring from you, where we'll talk about Alma Better and how we do things differently. We'll do a small Kahoot quiz right now. This is a quick one that we will do, and this is going to be testing all of you on um, the kind of things that you learned in the class today. And there's some goodies also to be won on the basis of how you respond. So let me just quickly take it up. Okay, just a minute, guys. Just a minute. I'll take here. And just on a different note, I will definitely encourage the audience on a slightly different note. Um, I'll definitely encourage the audience to explore on some of the other really really cool things that OpenAI is doing. Apart from ChatGPT, we have you can actually look at some other pioneering research that the company is working on, other products that the company is working on, like DALI and GPT-4 as well, that's coming around. So this is again some very very interesting research that the organization is doing. And if you want to read more about some of these things, you can give it a read. Okay, so how they summarize books. You can look at images, how DALI creates images from text. This is again really, really incredible how you can basically write a piece of text and you can generate a picture, or some very good examples of OpenAI's research. Okay, it's one of the companies that are right at the forefront of artificial intelligence today. We can look at one example of this. I know this is a very different field, but then you can basically give a prompt, generate a picture, generate uh, 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 a yellow flower with red petals. Okay, just an example I'm trying to give you right now. And the model will automatically analyze that particular text and it will generate an image for you. It's really incredible how these things are actually picking up. And next time you come across all those pictures, no, like Elon Musk wearing a kurta and all those kinds of things, you can see how this looks like. Okay, so I want to see Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk wearing a kurta, something of that sort. I saw this picture a while back in Google that came up, and these are the kind of things that are actually used. You can explore something called Mid Journey. DALI also does it, and there is Stable Diffusion is one more thing that you can use. And these are all excellent examples of generative models as we call it. Okay, so it's an infinite landscape, and I can keep going on and on, but just wanted to explore a few really cool demonstrations for the audience to work on. And I'm sure you will enjoy this as you see this. Okay, it's still processing. I think it's not able to figure out that well. That's okay. You can see this is how it looks like. Well, I mean, uh, I know this doesn't look perfect, but then it does the job. I'm sure we have seen sample examples, and you can give it a more specific prompt. And if you give it a more specific prompt, the model will look a lot better. That's one way it will work out. Okay. Uh, right. Freedom fighters taking a selfie, right? And also, I think there's one more thing I saw. How do billionaires look like as kids? So Elon Musk and Mukesh Ambani, how they look like when they were kids. So very interesting. I will quickly go and start the Kahoot quiz. We'll take 2 minutes here, and then we go to one more very exciting session. I think the topic has been such that it's been a little long, but thank you all of you for staying back. And I'm just going to quickly uh, ping the ping the link to the Kahoot quiz. Everybody, quickly go to the link, please. This is Kahoot.it. This will take hardly a minute. Hardly a minute. I'm gonna wait for a minute for all of you to join in. Click on the link. Enter the game pin, please. Enter the game pin, please. All of you. All of you enter the game pin, and you can go and you can access this particular Kahoot quiz from there. I can just maybe directly share the link also with you. This is the direct link I wanted to share with all of you. Yes. There is also a feedback form we have shared. I would really appreciate if all of you sharing your feedbacks. We put in a lot of efforts to arrange this master classes for you. And after you're done with the Kahoot quiz, please enter your feedbacks as well. Uh, something that we really look forward to, all of you. Okay, all of you, please join in. Just click on the link as it is. Just click on the link I pinged you. Everybody, click on the link, please. Everybody, it'll take hardly a minute. Please click on the link, all of you. Krishna, okay, Krishna's here. Yamini is here. Yashish is here. Anand is here. Okay, come on, guys. Just 30 seconds more. Not going to wait for long. 30 seconds. Let's have all of you join in. I'm going to ping the link once again to you, all of you. 30 seconds, because we have one more 15-20 minute session that's going to be conducted. Anybody else? 30 seconds more. So the top three folks will be winning gift vouchers, guys. So, okay. Hi, Saddam. Saddam has joined in. Okay. I'm just waiting for a while because sometimes people have challenges joining. Kahoot is a very different thing. Okay. So that's why I'm just waiting for some time. I'm sure some of you have participated before. Um, 20 seconds more. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. Okay. 10 seconds. Anybody else left out? Uh, please joining. Okay. So I'll quickly start system audio. Okay. All right. Just yeah. All right. This is the first question. Which of the following best describes prompt engineering? There's a series of options you will get, and what you have to do is you have to mark the right one. Okay, almost everybody got it right. Excellent. I think so. I will consider this session very successful that people have managed to answer it. Wonderful. Everybody got it right. So next, I think everybody is equal scores, almost equal scores. Okay, Aziz is winning. Yes, Aziz, I think you participated last time also. You are pretty much the topper there. Good. Uh, which are the following tasks associated with computer vision? Okay, a bit of a different question, but let's see people can answer it. Slightly disassociated with today's topic. Computer vision is little different, but let's see, testing on something different. Excellent. More or less everybody got it right. Image classification is the kind of computer vision. To do with computer vision is about images and image analysis. Very good. So Saddam is topping. Very good. Arun and Yaha, you guys went up the rank. Saddam also increased a lot. Good. Next question. Machine translation. Machine translation. Okay. Okay, this was a bit of a tricky question. I think there were multiple options that were potentially right. But machine translation is basically more about, once again, I know it's a little tricky. Neural machine translation is basically on language translation. You have something in some language and you're converting it to a different language. So the whole idea is that how do we make English convert to Hindi. So ultimately, the final thing that could happen is that you're converting it to human language. Yes, what you're feeding in is basically something in English. The machine is processing that English sequence of words in machine language and ultimately is generating a sequence of words in Hindi language. So that is machine translation. Machine translation ultimately is, I know it's a little ambiguous question, but the final output that you're getting is human language because you're giving it a sequence of words in English. You're using something like a word to vec model to process that sequence of words in a numeric form, and then you're generating another sequence of words in Hindi. So that's the human language that you're trying to generate. That's the intuition. Yamini is winning. She actually went up the ranks. Very good. You have a streak of 3 correct answers in a row. Yamini, very good job. Excellent. Thumbs up. Okay. It's a little tricky, but not the most accurate one. Okay, I think speech and written text. Okay, almost everybody got it right. Very good. Aziz is winning, and Yamini still has 4 answers in a row. Excellent. Next one. Applications of language model. Last question. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Everybody answered it almost. Text summarization. I know the speech recognition is kind of similar, but speech recognition also requires audio analysis, and hence I know it's a little ambiguous, but then how to call the questions text summarization is what will be the case because it's completely language data. Whereas in speech summarization, there'll be some amount of audio data also involved, speech recognition. Okay. All right. Excellent. So the winner is Yaziz, followed by Sadyam, followed by Yaha. But then I do know that everybody, pretty much everybody, did well. Pretty much everybody did well. All of you did well, and I think this is a good exercise and a good quiz we basically have. Thank you so much for all your participation. And at this point in time, I'll be basically handing over the podium to the host team, and I will once again encourage the audience to post your feedbacks for the session because it will be wonderful to hear from you how you felt about the class, and I hope you all of you enjoyed the session, all of you enjoyed the class overall, and you were able to identify with a lot of the use cases we talked about, and I'm really thankful that all of you turned up in such large numbers on a Saturday morning, and hopefully all of you had a very productive session today. So thank you once again for your time, all of you, and it's indeed wonderful to get an opportunity to host this session. So I'll be handing it over to the AlmaBetter program team right now, where we'll talk about the organization and we'll talk more about what the company does and obviously how we do things differently and how AlmaBetter does things differently. So Rashmi has already joined in and she'll be taking up all your questions with respect to the program and what we offer. And one thing I can tell you that it is very different. It's very different compared to normal courses and the typical self-recorded videos that you see. And Rashmi will guide you through the portal, the LMS, and everything that the program does differently. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sayan, for conducting such insightful and captivating session. Matlab, it was really easy to understand, and I hope that the students that we had with us also must have gotten to know a lot from this session. They must have benefited from it. So, guys, I know that we are already a little past time for this session, but I would urge you to hang on for the next 15 to 20 minutes. I would quickly walk you through what the student learning journey looks like over here at AlmaBetter, and what are the things that we do and what are the promises that we give to our students for guaranteed outcomes that we look forward for from our course. So please hang on with me for another 15 to 20 minutes, and there is also a surprise for all of you towards the end of this session. So I'll be sharing my screen. Just give me 1 second. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. All right. Okay. So guys, starting first that what do we do over here at AlmaBetter? So we offer you a placement guaranteed courses. The course that you guys, since you have attended the session on a Saturday morning, I'm hoping that you're looking forward to make transition of your career in the domain of data science. So we will be providing you with a pay after placement data science program, which would be which would be a full stack data science program wherein you would be learning everything from scratch. We expect zero knowledge from you guys when you enter the program, and the placement should be 100% guaranteed over here. Now, for everything else that I discussed from here is to tell you that how do we promise you a 5 LPA, minimum 5 LPA job, and how do we guarantee you this? How AlmaBetter guarantees you a 100% placement from our end. So let's get started. So the first thing is that we are a community first learning platform where students can study in groups, do the projects in teams, and finally get ready for jobs. So the thing is that we have designed our course in such a way that is to make you job ready starting from day one. When you enter any company for your work, you will see that you're not working in a solidified contentment on just on your own. You would definitely be interacting with multiple cross-functional teams, and if your job is related to data, then definitely you would be delivering the outcomes to multiple teams in an organization. So that would require a lot of cross-functional engagement, and we prepare you for that starting from day one, wherein we simulate you in such a way that you would be studying in groups, you would be interacting a lot throughout the course, and that also helps you in keeping tight and keeping yourself motivated for learning journey from end to end, starting from day one till day 180. The course is for roughly 6 months, so you hang in there, you stay consistent and motivated towards the course. That is how we have thought it from two-way perspective for you to hang on to a student learning journey, and that would also have the what to say, the outcome would be that you would be doing good when you finally go ahead and join any company. Just give me 1 second. Moving on. The next part is why should you be choosing AlmaBetter? So like I mentioned that AlmaBetter has the most industry relevant curriculum. The curriculum that we have designed over here with us has been designed in consultation with our hiring partners. So we see what are the in demand skill sets, or what are these tools and techniques that are being used in the industry in the latest format. Okay, and according to that we design our curriculum, that whatever topics, or not topics exactly, but whatever skill sets would be are being utilized in the current dynamics in the market, we include those topics to our curriculum, and the curriculum is revised on a bi-monthly basis or on a monthly basis to keep it up to the demand of the market. So the things that you would be learning over here, nothing would go to scrap, everything would be utilized when you go ahead and start working. And the best part is that the classes that are taken over here are through the industry professionals itself. So anything that you will be learning through them won't go to waste at all. You will see that whatever they are using, whatever tools and techniques that they are using in their day-to-day work life is what you would also be learning, starting from the very basics concepts to till the advanced level. So Sayan is one of the industry professionals, and the way that he took the session, he carried through the session end to end, you must have gotten a taste ki how would it look like when you join the program or when you sit and learn any topic in your curriculum. We conduct 100 plus live classes, and the access to the recorded lectures of the live classes are given to you on your dashboard and that would stay with you for a lifetime. We conduct 20 plus capstone projects, and there are 1,000 plus coding problems in your dashboard, so that you have plenty of practice before you go ahead and start working in any company. You will be rock solid. There are weekly doubt resolution sessions, and we also provide you with one-on-one mentorship session. And there is another thing that is not included over here, is that we have very recently launched a live support system wherein you can go ahead and clarify your doubts, any miscellaneous doubts, topic related doubts, subject related doubts on our Airmeet platform. That is where your live classes are conducted from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. on all days, on from Monday to Saturday. You can enter that event, you can enter the podium, you can enter into a meeting at any point in time that you're getting a doubt, and you can get it resolved through AlmaBetter team or the subject matter expert in real time. You do not have to sit back with your doubt, or you do not need to resort to some text or some ticketing system for getting your doubts clarified. It will definitely enhance your experience by 200%. We also have 50 plus mock interviews and dedicated career coach. So 50 plus mock interviews are to strengthen your interview skills. You may be completely equipped with all of the technical knowledge and all of the theoretical knowledge that is there to get you a job. But until and unless you are able to structure it and you're able to deliver it or to talk about it in the most cohesive manner, you won't be able to crack an interview. And that is how close to 15 to 20 mock interviews we see that is in general that any student goes through before finally appearing for the company interviews. And lastly, the job is 100% guaranteed from our end. So up till here is what you are expected to do. If you do everything quite diligently and religiously till here, then the placements are not at all an issue or hassle for us. We have 500 plus hiring partners in place, and definitely you would be able to crack any interview if you have done the course. And the outcomes we have seen, it has worked for 1,000 plus students in the past 2.5 years. So there is no doubt that it wouldn't work for you. That is completely there. AlmaBetter path to success. So that is pretty straightforward, that you sign up and enroll in our course. And to add to it, there is a new cohort that is starting this coming Tuesday on 13th of June. So if you plan on starting your learning journey right away, this would be the best time to go ahead with it. And all of this that we are going through or we are talking about right now would make absolute sense to you. So for going towards a path of success, you need to sign up and enroll in the course. You start your learning journey and you get certified for the entire course or the program. So roughly the data science course contains about 6 to 7 modules that would be covered in the next 6 months. So for the first, for every module, we have a competency test and a capstone project. Those are the qualifiers for you to complete a module and then step ahead. And that is the qualifier for us in order to determine that whether a student has completed the certain module diligently or not. So as soon as you complete the capstone project and the competency challenge, you go ahead, you jump from module to module, and for each module you will be getting a module completion certificate, and clubbed together at last you will be getting approximately seven certificates in total. And in addition to that, you will get one course completion certificate in order to module completion certificates. So once we see that you have completed the entire course, that is when you will get a call from the Alma X directly. That is our placement drive. So once you get the call from the Alma X for getting up ahead in the placements, so that is where the next step in the learning journey, that is the next milestone in your learning journey, wherein you sign an income share agreement with us. And at this step, now your placement would be guaranteed with us. So for signing up and enrolling in the course, you pay a nominal admissions fee. And this admission fee is refundable in nature, because if you do not have any skin in the game, then you cannot assure that you will be you'd be sticking to the course and from start till the end. Because if you don't make any investment, you might as well lose interest in the mid journey, because you have not made any investment. But if you have paid something, then definitely you would want to collect your money, right? So for that, we charge a nominal admissions fee, and this admissions fee that you have paid in the beginning would be refunded over here in the step 3, in the first milestone of the course, that when you sign the income share agreement with us, you get the fee refunded. And now through this income share agreement, it is guaranteed that AlmaBetter would be taking charge of your placement of minimum 5 LPA. The average right now stands at around 8 to 9 LPA. So yeah, once your placement is guaranteed with us, that is where your placement journey starts. And then during this placement journey, you get all the help and everything that is required for you to get into an interview from AlmaBetter. Like, you'll be getting a dedicated career coach who would be responsible for your end-to-end conduct in the placement drive. So the placement drive spans for about next 4 to 8 weeks, during which you will go through a lot of revision sessions. You will be having mock interviews, resume building sessions, and a few more other things that would help you in cracking interviews. So once your career coach feels that now you're ready for the final company placements, that is when we get a go ahead from your career coach, and we start sharing your profile with our hiring partners, and post which you land a dream job of the guaranteed amount that we have promised you. And definitely, like, if you have done the course quite diligently, if you perform quite well in the interviews, then you can definitely expect a package in the range of 8 to 10 LP or north of 10 LP. That is very much possible. It is all on the inputs that you give during the course. The learning activities that we conduct over here, for technical skills, we conduct 100 plus live classes that I already mentioned earlier. There are lab experiments, and these lab experiments are basically to visualize some concepts. So these lab experiments helps the students who are coming from the non-technical backgrounds. So lab experiments are mostly focused towards the mathematical concepts, wherein if you have some difficulty in visualizing some calculations, or if you have some issues in visualizing some probabilities or statistical concepts, so these lab experiments helps you a lot in seeing through the problems. There are multiple projects and assignments that you will go through on an everyday basis. Like, after every live class, you will be going through an assignment just to solidify the learning that you have had in the live class. And then there are group discussions. So these group discussions helps bring a lot of perspective to the table. So if you are learning in your own confinement, so definitely group discussions will help you in seeing what other various perspectives could be for any given topic that you are learning. For motivation and industry exposure, we conduct one-on-one mentorship sessions. So mentorship sessions are completely up to the students, as and when you feel that you need some advice, or you are stuck somewhere in your learning journey, you can book a mentorship session from your dashboard. I'll be showing that to you later. There are guest lectures. So like this masterclass that you are attending, similarly, we conduct a lot of guest lectures for our enrolled students. And then there are community participation, wherein we keep conducting events in our internal community. So when you enroll in the course, you will be a part of that community. There is a new cohort that is starting, so you'll be a part of that specific cohort. And there will be a lot of events that you would be going through in the next 6 months. Mandatory for Alma X, that there are capstone projects and competency challenges, like I already talked about that. These are the 2 qualifiers for us to see, and for you to have faith that you are completing the modules, you're getting certified for every module. And those certificates that you're getting for each module holds a lot of value in itself. And that is how you would be moving ahead in the course. We have more than 500 companies hiring from us. So out of these companies, we have about 100 to 200 MNCs, another 200 to 250 companies are mid-sized firms, and the remaining about 150 firms are startups, high growth startups. So doesn't matter that whatever company you get placed in, you need to have relevant skill sets that is there in the data science domain, and you need to utilize those skill sets when you go ahead and start working in any company. That is the intent. Salary distribution of AlmaBetter graduates. So like you see that we have a minimum salary guarantee of 5 LPA. So 20%, about 20% students get a job in the range of 5 to 7 LPA. But the main point of focus is that about 50% of the students, like every 1 out of 2 students, gets a salary of in the range of 8 to 10 LPA. And you just need to stay consistent and motivated throughout the course. And definitely you can be one of those 2 students who can fall in the category of 8 LPA to 10 LPA. And definitely this distribution will be a lot more skewed if students are quite active and consistent throughout the course. Meet your instructors and mentors. So like I mentioned, that everybody that you would be interacting at over here at AlmaBetter throughout your learning journey is already is already an industry professional, is already working in the data science domain in some or the other company. So definitely that in itself is a very enriching experience, as in you'll get to see a perspective of how do people conduct themselves in a workplace, how do people utilize the concepts that you're learning when they finally go out and get a job. Finally, when you go out and you get a job and you start working, you'll get a lot of different perspectives when you when you keep interacting with these folks that you would get the exposure to. Success stories. So definitely these are just to name a few of the students who enroll with us and have been able to get a placement at these companies. There are thousands of success stories that you can go through over our LinkedIn page or our YouTube channel, and you can learn a lot, and you can hear those people talking about their transition, like coming from a non-technical background or coming from a very irrelevant background, non-technical, not just engineering in a civil or a mechanical domain, but people coming from a BA or BSc background or BCom background and still being able to transform their career in the domain of data science, or people who had a few years of gap, or people who were working in some other industry, in some other domain, and then they were able to transition their career in the domain of data science. So definitely you will see like all sorts of people who just stuck with the process and they were able to complete the course and get ahead in their career. So definitely there is no doubt that you cannot be one of them. And finally, it's time for me to show you the dashboard. So give me one more second, guys. I'll be sharing my screen and showing you the dashboard, like what all activities and everything that I just talked about. How would it look like when you finally enroll in the course and you start going ahead in your learning journey? I hope my screen is visible again. Yeah, so guys, when you enroll in the course, so this is how your student dashboard more or less would look like. My dashboard is a little older, so this is how it looks like. So as soon as you enroll in the course, there is a new batch that is commencing on next Tuesday. So there will be an orientation session wherein you will be getting to know everything that is there to know about the 6 months journey. Okay, so for joining in that orientation session, there would be a session that would be scheduled over here. Like you'll be able to view the schedule over here on your dashboard. That would be for your orientation session. And as soon as the live classes are completed, you would get the lecture recording of that particular live class on your dashboard. So this is the classroom view, as in like you can go and access the live classroom from here. Let me show you the classroom view as well. So at AlmaBetter, we conduct the live classes on a different third-party platform, that is AirMeet. And I guess this will take a minute to load, but here it is. So like I mentioned that this dashboard is a little older, but for you, as soon as you enroll in the course, so you will get the exposure to this AirMeet platform. You can go ahead from the classroom tab and you can join the live class. from here. And on 13th of June, when the day of your orientation, you will see the orientation session over here on your schedule. And you can at 8 p.m. when it starts, you will get the option to join the orientation session. And as soon as the orientation session ends, you will be getting the option to watch the replay. And so will happen for all of the live classes that would happen on an everyday basis. So everything would be over here on your dashboard at one place, so that you do not need to resort to any other place for viewing the live classes and other things. So this is the 8Meet platform. That is the first place wherein you will be getting the access to the lecture recordings. And the second place where you would be getting the access to the lecture recordings is right over here on your dashboard. So from here as well, you can see that what was the class that was conducted on 1st June and who took the class, and you will be able to see the lecture recording over here. So the live classes spans for 2.5 hours. For the first 30 minutes, the instructor takes that time to resolve the doubts of the students for any doubts that you are facing in your assignment or in the past class, whatever doubts you had faced in the last class, you can discuss it in the next class, in the assignment basically. After every class, you would be given an assignment, and for every issues that you faced in the assignment, is the first 30 minutes are dedicated towards resolving those doubts. And for the next 2 hours, the live classes will go on. And that is how it happens for every module. So one instructor that is assigned for one module would take the entire module, so that you do not face any issues in adapting to an instructor for class after class. That one instructor will only take the entire module, so that you are quite comfortable with the way that that person is taking ahead the lectures. The next tab over here is the Learn tab. So for every learning resources and your learning journey is accumulated over here. For the next 6 months, you just need to look at your dashboard on this part for all of the learning topics, for everything related to your curriculum, basically, whatever you would be learning and going ahead within the next 6 months is over here. So the first module is Introduction to Computer Programming. So whatever is relevant in the first module, that is basically if you're starting the data science course, then you would be learning Python. So whatever is relevant in the introduction to Python and stuff, so you will be learning right over here. There are a few topics that are right over here, and slowly and steadily that will pace up. First module would be Python, next module would be analytics framework, wherein you would be learning a lot about databases and visualization tools. Next is the applied statistics. So you will be learning some concepts of mathematics that would be relevant for machine learning. And the last module would be machine learning. So up till here, it is very, introductory in nature. And this would be learning up till machine learning would get you any entry-level job that is there to get in the domain of data science. And these jobs definitely pay you a lot, in the range of 8 to 10 LP, like I showed you earlier. But if after this, if you feel that you need to have some specialization, if you need to go through that advanced learning, then we also give you specialization modules. Those are in product analytics, distributed machine learning, and deep learning. So these 3 modules are optional in nature. If you want to, you can go ahead with any of these 3 modules, or else you can complete the course till module 6, that is machine learning, and you can opt for the placement drive. That facility is there. Next is the practice tab. Like I mentioned that there would be 1,000+ coding problems. So you can do those coding problems from here. You go through 20+ capstone projects. For each module, there is one capstone project. So those projects are available or are at your disposal over here. Next is the career tab. So here in this career tab, you see that how far or how near you are from the AlmaX, that is the placement drive. So since this dashboard is empty right now, so you don't see any progress, but as soon as you start making progress, you complete the assignment, you complete the lectures, you will see that this completion bar is going ahead. And the last part on your dashboard is mentorship session. So like I mentioned earlier that you can schedule a mentorship session from your dashboard at any point in time that you feel. So let's suppose if I want to book a mentorship session for learning guidance, I can book a slot in advance from my dashboard. So yeah, you can go ahead with the booking from here. So just need to fill the date and time when you want to book a mentorship session, and the learning team will match the availability from a mentor and they will assign you a session. And here are a few more things that are quite critical and very much useful for you. But I guess that since we are running a little short on time, I'll be wrapping up the session in the next 5 minutes. And as soon as you enroll in the course, you'll be getting the exposure to all of these things that are there. There are a few more features, like there's this community tab, there is this performance dashboard from where you can review your performance with respect to your cohort, and a few more things here and there that are quite essential in nature. So you'll get a detailed walkthrough of this entire dashboard once you join the program in the orientation session. For now, I'll show you one more very cool thing that we have brought up very recently. This is the live support platform for what I talked about earlier, that you can get your doubts resolved in real-time basis. So you just need to click on this help tab, and you can and you need to go to the support platform. I guess this will again take a minute to load, but on the support platform, the AlmaBetter team is available from 11:30, I guess, from 11:30 to 8:30, from Monday through Saturday. It will take a minute to load, I guess. Yeah, it's loading. So you see, like over here, there are there are a few tables that are available for me, like how may I help you? So on this table, we have Rahman from our AlmaBetter team, who is sitting here to resolve the doubts of the students. So let's suppose if you have any miscellaneous issues or queries that you want to resolve or you want to get an idea about, you can just join this table and you can ask Rahman for his help. If you have any subject matter related doubts, so right now on this table, nobody is there, but as soon as you join these two tables, like either for data science or web development, somebody else from the AlmaBetter team will join the table and they will clarify your doubt, any technical or non-technical doubt. So this is what the support platform is, and we are available for your support from Monday through Saturday, 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. So definitely, you do not need to wait for any minute if you have any doubt throughout the day for getting it resolved. So this was all about the AlmaBetter dashboard. Now, like I mentioned, that there is a little surprise for you towards the end. So since we have a new cohort that is starting this Tuesday, we have a 15% discount code available exclusively for you, so that you can go ahead and if you want to, then you can enroll on the course with a discounted amount. Yeah, so the discount is prompt 15. I'll be putting the coupon code over here so that all of you can avail this discount. And I would urge Mahima to share the feedback form again, so that if you have any doubts about the course, if you want to talk to an admissions counselor before enrolling in the course to have your profile assessed, or for anything else, you can definitely reach out to our team, and our team will help you out in making that decision of how can you move ahead with the course. So yeah, guys, please fill out this please fill out this feedback form. If you want to get in touch with the admissions team, you can definitely drop in your contact details, and our team will get in touch with you as soon as possible. And with that is all for the session. I hope that all of you had a really great time in this session, and are looking forward to having you on the other side. If you have any questions, then feel free to drop it over here in the text. Yes, Arunesh, you will get the slides through either on WhatsApp or on through mail. So yeah, if you guys do not have any other question, then I would be wrapping up this session over here. And I hope that all of you would have filled out the feedback form by now. If you want to, if you want someone from the AlmaBetter team to get in touch with you, we'll definitely get in touch with you. So yeah, that's all, guys. Thank you so much for joining in and hanging in for till the end of the session. I heartily thank all of you, and see you in the next masterclass and on the other side of the program. Thank you so much, guys. That's all. Have a great day ahead.